We modified 2 identical Ford Mustangs, one with cheap parts, one with expensive parts, to see if more expensive really does mean more better at the drag strip. This is the full build from start to finish, how we took some stock S550s and transformed them into what you see today, and try to see which parts are worth spending your hard-earned money on. And a little bonus for you guys, we recorded a 3-hour behind-the-scenes commentary track. To hear that, just go down to your video settings, select Klingon from the languages. We can't change the name to director's commentary, unfortunately, so you gotta choose Klingon. And there you'll hear from me, from Steph, from director Zach Redpath. He directed this season as well as every other season of HiLow. I'm really excited for you guys to hear this. We've never really done anything like this, so if you listen to the commentary, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think. Without further ado, here is HiLow Mustangs. To conduct our cheap versus expensive experiment, we're gonna be coming here to Irwindale Speedway after each and every upgrade to see how much our times improve.
Now in factory form, we know that the S550 Mustang GT can run a sub 13-second quarter mile, which is pretty good. So with some questionable math, we think that they should be able to run about an 8.5-second eighth mile.
But we've also got Mendy, our pro driver. We're gonna put her in the driver's seat for all these test runs, not only because she's super consistent and reliable, but because she's got a lot of experience, so she understands and interprets the feedback from the car very well and can then give that feedback to us.
The blue car, the low car, ran 8.5s in this lane, 8.5s in that lane, so I don't think that the lanes are a factor.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I would agree. Okay, we're staged. There we go.
Nice. That's pretty good.
Nice. Good reaction time from Jerry. Not a bad reaction time from Justin. This might be it.
8.4.
Wow, there it is. Yeehaw! Well, hey, we broke 8.5. That's great
That's
overall.
really good. I'm a little upset that Jared's the one that hit 8.4.
You and everybody else,
I will
brother.
be shocked if he gets his helmet off now.
You did an 8.4 something.
Let's go! Oh, son of a
Shut up.
go!
That's what drag racing is all about, self-improvement and being humble and just trying to, I mean, obviously these cars are very similar, so this all comes down to the driver.
One thing Mendy keeps pointing out to us is that we need to stage more shallow. Shallow staging is when you stage with as little of your front tires past the staging beams as possible. That way, when you launch, you actually get a couple inches of acceleration before you pass the beam to start your ET. Shallow staging may lead to a slow reaction on your time slip, but you get a faster ET.
So now we're gonna see who can beat our pro. First up is Zach Jobe in the high car versus Mendy in the low car.
Okay,
Ooh-wee.
Oh.
let's have a clean race.
All right, buddy.
Jobe had a better
Mendy's got it.
reaction.
Mendy's got it. She's got
How
it.
did she do
She's
that?
got it.
Oh my God!
Best ET of the day, too.
Look at that.
Oh my God.
Out the gate, first pass.
Hell
Best
yeah.
run of the day.
Damn.
Let's go. Now, Jobe. Jobe, wait, late.
Mendy killed him on the tree. And Mendy's got it. It's the best ET that we've run today.
Very nice.
So, great job, Mendy.
Oh, I left AC on. I couldn't hear it with my helmet on.
So now that we have our baseline specs for each car, it's time to start modifying them. The first stage of our build is wheels and tires. We're gonna learn all about how drag tires work and then put them on our high and low cars and race them head to head.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the event details first before driving your car out to a meetup.
Are you sure this is the right place?
Listen, the website said there was a pony car meetup today. Oh look, a sign.
What website was this again?
There's someone right there.
Excuse me, sir. Is this the pony car meetup?
You got eyes, don't you? Oh. You two looking to ride? Or are you looking to dance?
Rolling it up. We're going. We're gonna get out of here. Okay.
Yeah, get out of here now, please.
We're going.
Dang it, why don't nobody want to dance with me anymore?
Yeah, Checking first is smart, so check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Click the link below to learn more.
I spent $1,000 on wheels and tires.
And I spent $4,500 just on my wheels. And then I spent $1,300 on my tires.
Oh my God.
And then I had to spend another $3,500 on parts just to get this stuff to be able to install on the car.
That sounds like overkill.
And that sounds like jealousy. Okay, time to start working on Mustang. First thing we're gonna do is take off the wheels, then take off the rear brakes and knuckles so we can put on our new stuff, and then put on our wheels and tires.
Whoa!
We got a set of Hoosier slicks on some sick weld wheels. We're going down to 15s in the rear. It's light, it's cool, it's got a bead lock, but the stock brakes on this car are too big to fit those. So we have to take the stock brakes off, put some smaller ones on, but before the brakes can go on, we gotta switch the knuckles out too.
That's insane.
All right, well, why don't you guys pick a side and let's get started.
So this is actually my first build in the donut garage. Pretty stoked, especially because it's gonna be something cool like this. We'll see how efficient, how good I do. Damn, I need a cheater bar or something.
You need help over there? I thought you were an Audi tech.
Dude, okay, that's it, show off. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm sharing your hours now. I get a part of this job.
So while Justin and Steph get going on the knuckles and new rear brakes, let's talk a little bit more about the differences between low teams radials and high teams slicks. Most obviously, the tread pattern. In dry conditions, having as much rubber on the track is gonna give you the most traction. However, without any tread pattern, slicks aren't street legal, which means to get to and from the drag strip, you need another set of wheels and tires or a truck and trailer. The insides are also different. Slicks use a bias ply construction, which means the cords run in an X pattern, whereas the radials have a radial ply construction, meaning the cords run horizontally. The bias ply allows for a softer sidewall, which leads to that famous wrinkle effect you see on top fuel dragsters. And as the tire wrinkles, the contact patch actually gets bigger, which is what you want during a launch. The softer sidewall also lets the tire get a little shorter on launch and expand from the centrifugal force of speed as the car goes down the track. This wrinkling compression and the spinning expansion can actually act as an advantageous change in the gearing as you go down the track. Now, will we actually see any wrinkling or expansion like this on our setup? I'm not so sure, but we're gonna find out. Now, from a practical standpoint, slicks are much more forgiving when hooking up. That flex in the sidewall absorbs some of the shock of the launch and lets the rubber maintain traction instead of just breaking loose. But once you get going down the track, that soft sidewall can make it a little harder to control. So as we add power to these cars, it's only gonna get trickier. Look, I've heard that modern radials are technically faster and better than old school slicks, but the slicks are gonna be easier for us enthusiasts who are new to drag racing. And that's what we need, consistency off the line.
Okay, so High Team has to do a lot of work to get their 15-inch wheels on their car. I have a lot less work ahead of me, but the work I do have is stuff I've never, ever done before. You might notice that this is not a beadlock wheel, meaning there's not a ring on here that locks the tire on. What's cool about beadlocks is that you can just throw tires on by yourself with some body weight and some clever use of leverage.
You can do these in your garage. These are beadlocks, so we will be able to manually force the tire onto the wheel and then basically bolt it on. There's a lot of hardware that you gotta put together and tighten by hand, and it takes a while. Put on some cartoons and buckle in, because this is gonna take, you know, probably 20 minutes a wheel.
The tire machine. Please guide me through this. I want to keep these as nice as possible. That looks somewhat lined up in the middle.
It's pretty good.
This guy. There we go.
Rotate this way.
Oh, that, nice. Ooh. Hey.
You know what they say.
Oh no.
Never enough lube.
Oh, yeah? No, turn it.
And then there's a little lever.
Ah, yes.
Lower. Keep going.
Ah, it's so slippery. Oh.
Yeah!
Whew. That was close. Ready? Good. Hey, look at that.
There you go.
Thank you, Habert, for teaching me how to use this thing.
All right, so we went ahead and removed the OEM knuckle. We also removed the hub from it, and we can see now the side-by-side comparison with the AED knuckle and the OEM. The AED knuckle is kind of minimizing some of that clunkiness. And if I actually turn it on the side, we can see that it's slightly shorter, which is good though. We want that. Since we are running a smaller wheel, we need as much clearance as we can get, which the AED delivers. So next step though is we are running the AED knuckle with spacers. So we're gonna go ahead and remove these studs. new studs, longer studs. I'll show you the old ones compared to new ones. We're doing this because we're gonna be running spacers on the rear setup. And we can see the size difference right there. So this is gonna help out with clearance, like I said, just because we're running spacers.
You're not a real budget drag racer if you don't have the ugliest center caps ever devised. Nice.
Hey, you didn't have to take all your brakes and stuff apart?
No. The center cap is a little cheesy looking, I'll give it that, but it's better than having a big hole there. It looks like the brakes are clearing, no problem. Suspension is clearing, good. No interferences as of yet.
All right, let's go put a tire on a wheel. A real wheel. Hey, Jimmy, perfect timing. Perfect timing. I was about to get started on the next one, but now that you're here.
That looks like a fun, tedious task.
Oh, it's so fun and so tedious.
Well, you know me.
You're just the man for the job.
I love putting bolts in holes.
Baby, ow! Oh. It's always a privilege to work with Jimmy.
So immediately you can see some differences between these two tires. First of all, the width of the tire, this is a 235, this is a 275. Also, the tread pattern itself, there's a lot more water evacuation grooves here. That means less flat rubber, undisturbed rubber. The rubber is also a lot softer on this drag radial than the all-weather tire here. One other thing, a shorter tire I think will help us accelerate a little quicker than this taller tire here. And also, it just looks a lot sicker.
All right, Steph, what's the word? How's it going back here?
I'm getting these guys on. I got the other ones for that hub already ready to go.
Nice. Well, I'm gonna throw the front wheels and tires on. Lightweight, baby, lightweight. So let me know if you need a helping hand or anything.
Maybe so.
Okay, well, I got Jimmy, so I'll send him right to you.
What'd you just say?
All right, so if we put our old rotor back on and then put our brand new rotor, much smaller rotor in front of it, you can see that this is a major size difference. We've lost about, I'd say, half an inch.
Yeah, at least.
Almost.
Looks like maybe 3/4 on either side.
Yeah, 3/4.
Like inch and a half, maybe. Small brakes. It's all the rage.
All because we want to fit a smaller rim so that we can put bigger tires on. They better work, because this is kind of funny. Now that everything is in place, I'm just making sure it's not gonna fall out on us. I tightened it, but it never like tightened. I'll figure it out tomorrow.
All right, Jobe, they're all finished. Can I go home now?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm gonna go see some Corollas now.
Okay, bye. It's all grown up. Onto your feet.
Well, that might be absolutely perfect. Holy
It's gonna be, buddy. Oh! Woo! It's crazy how cool that looks. I mean, it looked cool, but now it looks. This thing's looking sweet. All right, now it took us a few hours longer than Low Team, of course, because we had way more to do, but you guys killed it. That's right, it is well worth it, and in the long run, we are gonna trounce those guys. We are back at Irwindale Speedway to test our 2 sets of tires head to head. But we're not only gonna be testing our 2 sets of tires, no, we brought 5 sets of tires to test.
Yeah, so 5 tires each at different price points. Radials versus the slicks, 15s versus 17s, and cheap versus expensive.
Yeah, the only problem is that the 15s aren't here.
Oh yeah, where's your car? Where's your car, guy?
Justin over-torqued the banjo bolt on the brake caliper. It seemed to be holding fine, but gave out this morning, so Heber is back at the shop trying to fix it in time. While we wait for high car, we're running the factory tires on low car to get a baseline. Track conditions may have changed, so it's important to get a time the same day.
Thing took off so slow.
I know, and so silent. It was pretty good though.
So that was not good. Definitely some wheel spin off the line. But you know, Ryan was saying, hey, the glue can get a little slidey if it gets too hot. With these tires being so crummy, that's just what's gonna happen.
We were breaking traction and burning out at the starting line.
Did I? Right now? Yeah. Like just right now I did that?
Yeah.
It's all your fault.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. Feels a little squirrely right now just because you slide off the line.
Feels way different with that prepped track surface. You could feel it slip a little, catch a little.
The only person who wasn't embarrassingly bad was, of course, our pro driver, Mendy, who smoked all of us like a Christmas ham.
Oh, great launch.
Now that's how you get off
That's
the
a
line.
pro.
That was a great
That's a pro.
So with an 8.441, we had our baseline time. After a few hours of waiting, Heber finally showed up in high car.
Mistakes are resolved. Thanks, Heber.
The brakes were repaired, and it was ready to race. Right off the bat, it seemed like the Mickeys were the superior tire.
Whoa, look.
Low car was putting down ETs that were almost a tenth faster than high car with the Nittos.
It's gonna be a closer one. Adam still got it. Yeah.
8455, let's go!
Damn.
These Mickeys compared to the all seasons that it comes with, night and day. And it's only gonna get faster.
I was feeling pretty good about my choice.
We're in the 8-4s, baby!
One thing that was really interesting was seeing the wheels slip inside of the tires.
Oh, it moved.
Yeah, I'm surprised, dude.
Cool.
Look at that.
Yeah.
In that time that we were waiting for high car to arrive, the track had only gotten hotter. And once it gets too hot, the adhesive they prep the track with becomes less effective. It was interesting to see how much of a role track conditions could play. But I'm not gonna lie, I was bummed that our new tires hadn't put down an ET faster than stock. That was, until it was Steph's turn in low car.
All right, Steph, let's go!
I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
All right,
Flip it. Let's go. Wow, good reaction. 0.1.
A little late on the lead,
Wow, I'm actually pretty close to Mendy.
but that thing hooked up.
Low car still got it.
8-4-3-1, let's go!
What? The fact that I was like somewhat close to her, that was good enough for me.
Even though Mendy crossed the finish line first, Steph still got the fastest ET.
Is that the fastest time?
Fastest today, yeah. You did it in the wrong car, though.
Everyone finished putting down passes in both cars. Low car's Mickey Thompson's came out ahead by over 700ths with an 8.431. With me feeling pretty good about spending $100 extra on my tires, it was time to see if Zach would feel the same about spending almost $10,000 on his 15-inch wheel setup. So we threw the 15-inch Hoosiers onto high car and the 17-inch versions of the same tire onto low car.
Couple caveats, they have bead locks, we do not. They're also gonna be running skinny front tires. We're gonna be running our stock front tires. Now that being said, all of those things are part of that big $10,000 package. So if we're able to hang with them just using the same tire compound that they are, win for low team, I say. So let's get these Hoosier slicks put on this sucker and see if they spent a lot of money for no good reason. Woo, woo. It was hot as hell.
The 17-inch Hoosiers kept losing again
557 at 84.
and again
4, 8, 6.
and again.
8-3, we got the threes! Woo!
Until, of course, it was Mendy's turn to race with them.
All right, so we got Nolan in high car, but Mendy's in the driver's seat of low car with the 17-inch slicks.
If there was any chance of beating high team's 15-inch tires, it would be with Mendy behind the wheel of low car with the 17-inch slicks.
Okay, 8.4, not bad, but not better.
Not bad.
Which means high car's the fastest car so far.
Hell yeah, and we're gonna keep it that way.
You hear that, Nolan? You hear that, Adam?
I'm trying to interpret the data right now.
Yeah,
Well, I already have.
In terms of times improved per dollar spent, we have the way better deal.
Yeah, I like that. I like
And,
spinning the data that way. Yeah, baby.
Half a tenth, dude.
Half a tenth is a bunch, Nolan. That's a win.
Sure. You got me by half a tenth. 4 hours later, 20 degrees cooler.
Yeah, and I spent $10,000 doing it.
With our wheels and tires upgraded, it was time for our next mod, suspension.
So with my unlimited budget, I bought Steeder drag springs.
Nice.
Don't touch. Steeder double adjustable shocks. Rear camber arms. Pew, pew. Toe links. Vertical links. A subframe alignment kit, a subframe bushing support system, a differential bushing kit, adjustable ride height spring perches.
Oh, it's greasy.
Yeah. Last but not least, a bump stop kit. All for about $6,000.
Nice.
It's a lot of boxes for $6,000.
That was a lot, man. Lots of Steeda parts.
Steeda stuff is really nice. It's mostly made in America. It should all play well together. And it's all, you know, they've been in the Mustang and Ford game for a long time. So excited to get this stuff installed in the car.
And I bought some lowering springs.
That's it?
Yeah, so just some lowering springs, $250 from BMR.
Is this actually all you got?
No, we got a lot more stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We also got a subframe brace kit from BMR, And this is the chicken and waffles kit from Beefcake Racing. It's a bunch of BMR parts. We've got our differential lockout kit, adjustable toe links, and vertical links.
How much did you spend?
About 1,800 bucks.
Not bad.
I know, I'm still trying to keep that budget down though.
Rightfully so.
We want all the other mods we have planned for this series to work.
Yep.
I decided splurge a little bit on suspension.
You gotta be able to put it down.
Yes. You want a tight, locked in rear.
The first thing I noticed is that all my parts are blue and yours are red, which is kind of bothering me. Some of my parts do look a little bit nicer, a little more billet, but does that actually mean they're gonna perform better? And I think to find that out, we're gonna have to install them.
I think that's the entire point of this show. Here we go. Jared, what you doing, bud?
I'm just snuggling with my bear.
We got a bunch of parts that are pretty much gonna be installed all at the same time, so we're gonna basically blast apart the rear end of this car.
That's essentially it.
Just broke the socket. This thing is pretty tight.
We actually have to drop the entire rear subframe to get the springs out. Every bolt's a different size.
In any motorsport, the suspension helps maintain optimal traction by keeping the tires planted to the track under acceleration, cornering, and braking. But in drag racing, there is no cornering and there's no braking until you cross the finish line. So instead of worrying about lateral weight transfer and steering geometry for cornering, what we are going to do is focus on front to rear weight transfer while accelerating. Since our Mustangs are rear wheel drive, meaning all of the power is going to be sent through the rear tires, that's where we want to get all the traction we can get. Now, as you probably know, there are three things that can affect traction: the tire compound, the size of the contact patch, and the amount of force pushing down on that contact patch. So with our tires upgraded, we address the compound and contact patch. So our goal now is to get as much weight as possible onto the rear tires. All we gotta do is throw a big heifer back there and we'll be winning, baby. So let me paint an ideal picture for you. We launch the car right off the line. As it quickly accelerates, the effective center of gravity moves back, transferring more of the car's weight to the rear tires. Now with the additional force pushing down on the rear tires, we get plenty of traction. Now, as we speed up, our rate of acceleration slows. The effective center of gravity now moves back towards its original position as we reach our top speed. That's what it looks like when everything goes right. But it doesn't always go right. So here are 5 not so ideal situations that we are hoping to avoid once we get our new suspension setup on. Bad scenario number 1. Our rear springs, they're too long, slowing down the amount of time it takes for weight to actually transfer to the rear. Bad scenario number 2. Our rear springs, they're too soft or they bottom out too easily. Now the weight transfers quickly, but when we hit a bump stop, the rear end will actually rebound slightly, making our tires lose traction. Bad scenario number 3. Our front springs are too stiff, causing the wheel assembly to lift up. Now, with the amount of power we're making, that's not gonna be a problem. But eventually, we could be making so much horsepower that we're gonna be able to pop the front wheels up, and then it will be a problem. Lifting that weight wastes energy that could be used to move the car forward. And we can no longer steer the car. Yeah, you gotta go straight, but you gotta make little tweaks while you're going down the drag strip. You gotta put a little input in there. This isn't f***ing video game. There are a lot of things we do that could kill us here, and no one seems to appreciate that.
Except me, dude.
Sorry, dog. Oh! Bad scenario number 4. The damping in our shocks is completely miscalibrated. So now instead of our center of gravity slowly returning back to its original place, it moves all over the place as our car bounces down the track. And finally, last but not least, bad scenario number 5. Everything is just plain loose, like a hot dog sliding down a highway. Vibrations, soft bushings, a wobbly differential, all of these can cause inefficiencies and unwanted movements in our suspension setup. We gotta tighten things up. So with all that said, our main goals with our upgrades is a quick and controlled weight transfer, keeping our front tires down, again, not an issue yet, but it could be, and to make all of our suspension linkages as rigid as possible.
stock spring officially out.
Get out of my way. Oh my God. All right, now that we got all the stock stuff out of the Mustangs, we figured it'd be nice to take a look at the stock stuff versus our new stuff respectively and talk about what it is, how it works, and why we need to upgrade it. So what do we got over yonder?
We got our springs first, factory owned, 670 pounds, and then we've got ours, which are the same, 800.
Nice, dude.
But the coils, they look kind of different. On ours, they're a little bit tighter. Seems really heavy. Yours is a lot lighter.
Yeah, baby.
Coiled up a little bit wider as well.
Yeah, probably ours are way stronger. These are gonna help us transfer more of the mass of the car and the force of launch down through the tires to help the tires grip the track up better and shoot us off the line a little bit better.
So now we've got our toe links in the back. Factory one, stamped steel, rubber bushings. These are gonna go pretty soon here. And obviously, no adjustability.
Not to mention, I bet I could bend that. So here's what we got to replace them. This is mine.
And this is mine.
You'll notice that they are pretty dang similar. Mine maybe looks a little bit more sleek.
It does.
And I've got stainless steel hardware, which is nice.
Mine looks like if I asked my friend to make it. But they're gonna do the same thing in the end. They're gonna give us adjustability. They're clearly stronger.
Yeah, these might be slightly nicer, but they're gonna do the same job.
Let's move on to the next thing.
Up next, our vertical links. This is the stock vertical link. Basically, this is responsible for keeping the knuckle at the rear of the car upright so that it can't twist forward or backward. It mounts like that and just keeps things from being able to move that way. These are pretty weak and notoriously problematic for S550 drag race folks. Pretty easy and pretty common to beef these puppies up with these.
Ooh, yours is really nice. That's
a
cool.
fat chunk of billet right there.
Huge.
So this is an aluminum vertical link with Delrin bushings and some steel inserts. It looks super nice, it's very light, and obviously extremely strong.
Really nice. Mine, again, looks like a friend made it for me, but give me a little bit nicer of a driving feel.
But compare it to this. It's so much better than that.
So bad.
So I think you're doing all right. I got these Steeda camber arms, another big fat piece of billet with a nice spherical ball end, Teflon line. This thing is so nice. It's lightweight, extremely strong, and I've got a bunch of camber adjustment.
And I have the factory one. We're gonna hope they hold on for dear life. For camber, every race is kind of different. Drag racing, we're going straight, we're not going left and right. When you're circuit racing, you want a little bit more camber, so when you're leaning side to side,
flattens that thing out.
Exactly, onto the ground. Drag racing, you wanna just flatten it out as much as you can and get that rubber down on the ground.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh.
Zero camber, here I come. Pretty easy to get the old stuff off. It's gonna be pretty easy to put the new stuff on. So they'll go something like this, more or less. Hi. Here I have some spring compressors to compress the spring so that we can get the top hat on. And just go a little at a time. That's enough. Yeah! Yeah, Jimmy!
All right, so we got our camber plates on. Now we're just tightening the whole strut up so, you know, it doesn't explode on us.
Yeah, I gotta keep these things together.
My team is doing a full coilover swap. We are just changing our spring out. So these are non-adjustable. So whatever valving we have in there is what we get. Will we have the fine-tune adjustments? No. Will it matter at the end of the day? Probably not.
This is very high for me. I did my corner. Spring is in.
Oh. Knuckle out, baby. Knuckle up.
Knuckle up.
So we got both knuckles out, and on low team, all we're gonna do is change out the rear bushing. This is where the toe link is gonna go. And then outside of that, we should be able to just start bolting in our shiny bits. These things have been sitting in there since 2016, so it's gonna be seized up. I'll be curious to see how much pressure it's gonna take to push this thing out. We've got a gauge right there. Let's see. This always makes me nervous. It's an aluminum lower control arm, so, I mean, hopefully it'll be fine. Oh, not too bad. 2.5 tons of pressure. It's coming out not too bad. There it is. So it's out with the old, in with the new. We're gonna put the spherical Ford Racing one in. Nice. And if you ever use like spherical bearings or anything that's obviously metal, put them in the freezer. That way it shrinks it and it won't be as much pressure. Lube them up really good so that they slide right in.
Let's do it.
Easy enough.
Famous last words, dude.
I know.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, there she goes. Yeah.
Bam.
Well,
that seems to be where it wanted to stop.
100% does.
One down, one more to go.
All right, we got some more bracing here. This guy is called the Independent Suspension Bracing Kit. And this actually is a more physical connection between the rear subframe and the chassis itself. So this guy right here goes through the subframe right here, right, as I was saying, right there. Get in there, Oh, yes. Yes. I think this thing's gonna ride pretty stiff. It's probably gonna suck around town, to be honest. That's not what we're building it for. We're building it for straight line domination. Excellent.
The car's fighting me. It's the last bushing. It does not want to push out. So I'm hoping, put some force on it, keep it there, use a blowtorch, keep the metal on the outside, and hopefully it expands enough just to break loose a little bit. Don't want to push this in sideways. This is an aluminum arm. Could crack real easily, and this is terrifying every time. This, every bead is just a little bit of nervousness coming out. Yeah.
There we go. Extraordinary. We're in the home stretch. Everything's coming together. Almost done with the bushing inserts. We've got most of the rear loosely put together. Things need to be tightened, and we're close.
Yeah, real close.
So to get to the bolt for this lower control arm bushing, I need to move the spring. But to remove the spring, I need to drop the actual cradle or the subframe. And Nolan has already installed our cradle support brace, so we're gonna have to undo all of this.
Classic low team. We have to redo pretty much all the work that we did yesterday. Into the breach once more, right? Okay. Oh yeah. We're trying to get this done today, so we're hurrying. I get in the zone, I start seeing red.
Oh! Whoa! Now that scaled me.
Whew. Okay. It's okay. That car just keeps coming out of nowhere.
I don't have enough room for my wrench. 3 videos into HiLow Mustang, and I'm starting to feel miserable here. This is misery. It's so complicated.
It's pretty complicated.
I bet there's a very, very specific way you're supposed to do this.
I'm sure there's like a Ford tech that's just laughing.
Yeah, probably. This would be really hard for someone in their garage, I think. Like,
oh yeah, you didn't have like a floor jack, like something really low profile.
Yeah.
To sit this on top of. Like you would have had, if you were doing this on the ground, you would have had to drop the exhaust first.
Yeah, I agree. I totally agree.
You have to get everything out of your way.
To lower your car.
Just to lower your car.
It's wild.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. First nut shot of HiLow history.
Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta take one from the freaking family jewels, dude.
Since we just put all this stuff on the car, I think we should probably throw the fatties on and see how it looks and adjust our ride height.
Let's see it.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that thing looks tough.
Yeah.
It's nice. Love that.
Okay, the car's back on the ground for the first time in a couple days, and to be honest, from out here, it looks pretty much the same. But the difference is that we have a bunch more adjustability in the car that should help us go down the track a little bit faster. So the next thing we need to do before going to the track is get it aligned, and this alignment is gonna be basically meant to just go straight and have the biggest contact patch possible. But before we go to the alignment shop, what's going on over here? I thought you guys were gonna be done way before us.
Me too.
Yeah.
What do you got left?
Everything.
Oh,
Didn't you get hit in the nuts?
Yeah. About 5:30. Hi team has gone home already. Granted, they had like 4 people working on the car today. It's just been me and Adam.
Literally one bolt, this one bolt right here.
I told my fiance that we were gonna hang out tonight, but I think I made a liar out of myself. I'm sweaty, I'm stinky, might be a little hungry. Time for an ice cream. After 2 days of pretty frustrating work, car's finally going on the ground. Adam, let's see what this thing looks like with those lowering springs.
Let's see.
Ooh, it looks low, Adam. It looks a little low.
The front is a lot lower.
It's a lot lower.
Wow, that's like way more dramatic than high car. Yeah, I like it.
Me too. It's a lot lower now. It has a bit of a lean forward rake to it, like a real hot rod. And in true low car style, it looks impractically low, which I love. Now we got a bunch of grip back there. Also, just all the reinforcement we put in the rear of this car. It's starting to feel like a proper low car, team low car now.
Yeah.
I really like it. I don't know if we're gonna see that dramatic of a difference. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what all the reinforcements that we've installed, how they affect the launch, how it feels. Let's do it. We are back at the 8th Mile drag strip at Irwindale Speedway. We've got both of our times from the last video, and we're gonna see who's improved the most with their new suspension. Tristan's here, Jerry couldn't make it today. You're gonna see him working on low car a little bit later as well, so.
Let's go, guys, get the tools, get the tools. We should be able to make some improvements, primarily in our 60-foot number. Getting off the line is very important, and I think that's what we're really gonna focus on today.
Mendy, staged.
The soft launch looked pretty good. I'm interested to see how much different the fully firm launch looks. Wheels getting torqued back on. We'll put the car back on track. There's Mendy behind the wheel and see what changes.
Team's over there fiddling with some knobs. Sometimes you get lost in the sauce of just trying to get too expensive of parts when in reality you just want seat time or track time. We're just getting our reps in and we're just getting better and better every time. I think we've got a little bit of an advantage.
I'm about to go crazy in the stew. I'm gonna do a burnout in the blueberry whip. This is my first time ever on a drag strip.
Okay, press firmly on the brake. Okay, we're line locked. The front wheels are locked. So now press on the gas and just do a fat burnout, dude. That was sick. All right, now let's go forward.
I'm sweaty.
Yep.
Testosterone's through the roof right now. I just want to do some push-ups.
All right, I'm gonna hop out. You got it.
What if I don't have the skill? What if I don't have the technique?
You got it, Tristan.
Just go?
Just go. I can't today. I can't.
Well, put it in drive.
I know, man, I'm scared.
It's kids, man. Come on! Oh! 8:33.34. Is that our best one?
That was crazy! Good?
Fastest time the car's run.
Really?
Yeah.
No way!
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Wow. Okay, we got a car. Should we maybe throw him in the left lane real quick and see what happens?
Sure.
Man, I mean, it gets out of the hole pretty good.
It's best for both. Yeah.
Dude, 2 super quick passes back to back for Tristan. First time out, might be a ringer. I don't know. Look at that boy.
Yesterday, I didn't even know I was gonna be here, and now I'm here going absolutely nutso, laying down some rubber. If you guys have never drag raced before, or if you think it's like a boring sport, no.
Go out, support your local racetrack.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
The full stiff setting seems to be a little bit too stiff. You can see it bouncing down the track. Doesn't feel great to Mendy, and it's not making us any faster, so there's really no reason to make it stiffer than it needs to be. So I think it's time to crank things down a little bit and put everything a little bit in the middle.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
How'd that feel?
You can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah?
The car's happy, so I think that middle ground is about right.
Cool.
As you can see, at half chub, we're at 1.956, which is a significant difference compared to full soft and full hard.
Is that our car name, Half Chub?
I like that name.
Well,
All right, the time is here. We've got a lot of tuning done.
Low team's got a lot of practice done. It's time to see which car is the fastest. We've got Zach Jobe in high car and Nolan J. Sykes in low car, our team captains. Let's see who's faster.
Okay, just looking for a good reaction time, nice launch, and to beat Nolan. Is that too much to ask?
Nolan, stage. There we go. They're on.
Dang, you got me off the line, no!
No one's got it. No one's got it. 8-4.
Damn.
Got him. This thing launches so hard. This thing feels really good now.
We didn't spend too much money.
You guys are too busy thinking about one click this way, one click this way.
I'm starting to notice a trend, and that's that low car seems to be faster than high car. If you look at the numbers, low car has a smattering of 8.3s and 8.4s, where high car has a bunch of 8.4s, 8.5s, and 8.6s. So, to take the variable that is us out of the equation, it's time to put a pro in the driver's seat of both cars and see what happens.
Ready, and go.
Damn! Just walking away from me. Why is that stupid car faster than this one?
Damn. Mendy's just a beast.
Come on! I gotta beat her! I gotta beat her!
Adam just pulled on her.
Why would low car be faster?
Oh.
In this big ass bus.
There you go.
Bye. That's cool, man.
That was incredible. Now it's time to add some power. It's intake and exhaust time, baby. Today, we're improving our airflow with both upgraded intakes and exhaust. Better airflow should lead to more horsepower, which should lead to faster times at the drag strip.
So with our unlimited budget, High Team bought these headers with catted exhaust.
Dude, I'm jealous.
Thank you. You should be jealous. This Corsa Performance catback. Damn! Look how big that thing is. And a GT350 cold air intake and throttle body from Ford Performance, all for $4,200.
Ooh. Over on Low Team, we returned to our roots and went straight to eBay to buy this
That's hilarious.
stainless steel exhaust header set polished for 2011 to 2016 Mustang GT 5.0 liter V8 made by OE Quality. We also got this 3-inch stainless dual catback exhaust system, 15 to 17 Ford Mustang GT 5.0 liter coupe S550 made by Performance Exhaust. And for our intake, we have this K&N drop-in filter, and we have a Ram air scoop on the way. It'll be here tomorrow. Altogether, Steph, we spent just over $800.
Wow.
Pretty stoked on that.
Some good budgeting you did over there.
I am interested in this mid-pipe here, though. Immediately, I see a big difference here. You have an X-pipe system here, but you not only have one X crossing, but two of them. That's pretty cool.
This is very fancy.
That helps with scavenging. We're gonna talk a lot more about exhaust scavenging later in the video. These components right here are maybe the biggest difference between our two systems here.
Oh, yeah.
This right here versus bing, bing, right there. I do feel like I'm missing a piece. Yours had those little S pieces from the header to the mid-pipe.
It did.
Mine does not, so hopefully these join up with that somehow. We'll see.
All right, so I got me a fancy little hat, and I got a matching fancy little hat for Heber. So let's go find him. Heber! I was looking for you. You're on High Team now, sucker.
I win.
You win.
That's right. Let's go. I've been blessed by the gods today.
That hat looks good on you. Listen, this is really important to me. I want to make Jobe proud.
I understand. I look up to him all the time.
All right, well, chill out. I don't know about that.
I have a portrait at my house that he drew himself.
That's insane.
I created a shrine. It's got candles on it.
You're telling me a lot of information. I don't think I want to know, Heber.
Do you need to know this?
Enough yip yapping. Let's go ahead and denut this thing and bust some ass. Are we denutting or are we not denutting?
We're denutting.
Oh, wow. All right, I think we've all seen the ads online. You know, intake and exhaust companies making some pretty bold claims about horsepower gains if you install their parts. So today we're gonna put those claims to the test. We've dynoed these cars in their stock conditions. Low car makes 431 horsepower at the wheels, not too bad to be honest, and high car makes 447. And we're gonna actually dyno these cars twice. Once after we put the new exhaust on, and we'll come back to the shop, put the new intakes on, and see which mods make the biggest difference. I don't believe that. For your money.
I'm actually super duper excited to see what this eBay system can do, and also that K&N filter,
I just want to see K&N drop in. I mean, for years I keep saying, yeah, put it in, you get 10, 15 horsepower on stuff like this. At least it's like, does it though?
Honestly, even 10 horsepower for an air filter
that would be wild.
I'm really excited for this.
Also, our intake way easier to install.
Yeah, we don't have to do shit really.
Pretty crazy, all one piece. I know. No, and they're like, hey, how long should we make it? I don't know. How long you got, Bob?
Jeez. This Mustang is maybe the most sophisticated car that we worked on so far for HiLow.
I'd say so.
You know, it's a very new car. Modern car design is all about packing in as much stuff as possible into the tightest space possible. It's just modern engineering, making it a little more difficult to modify the car. Honestly, for jobs like this, I think it's really beneficial to know what you're getting into before you start working on a car, because otherwise you're gonna be like typical me, like, oh, what the fuck? Motherfucker, who the fuck is it? But then if you actually like study what the process is, you'll accept it and you won't have that attitude. I think that's really healthy, and I think it's some growth.
Cut to clips of Nolan doing all of that in the past.
Get in there, It's so complicated. This is misery. Yes.
Last bolt.
What do you think of that, Jimbo? That's some nice metal. I wonder if this will fit on a Miata. Yeah, I'm gonna take this, I think. Steph, you're getting robbed. Jimmy took your header.
Jimmy took my f***ing header. I'm gonna beat that little nerd up.
So you might be wondering, how does an upgraded exhaust system help make more power in the first place? After all, when the exhaust system enters the equation, hasn't all that fuel already been burned and that combustion done, pushing that piston down? But here's the thing, pushing the exhaust gases out of the combustion chamber takes a lot of energy that could be going to the wheels instead. So the easier that we make it for the engine to get those exhaust gases out of there, the less energy is being stolen from the rest of the drivetrain, and that means quicker ETs.
I've been here for 3 days. Help me. I'm hungry. I miss my cats. We are currently on the last bolt. Everything else has been smooth sailing. So I'm looking at this and it seems like the best, easiest way to reach for this is through the top. So that's gonna be my next move. I see somebody's already at it.
Good luck, buddy.
Is that on the exact same bolt?
Yes. And I had a thought like that as well. Can't wait for him to figure it out.
At least he's got a ladder, dude.
We got it!
I see it!
I got it!
You got it! Nice. Hell yeah.
There's only like 25 more. The trick that I used was a wrench that's got a bendy head at the top, and I was basically able to curve it around the head itself and just pull like hell.
Go for it.
Nice. Ta-da! I can't take that guy off. Listen, I gotta be considerate of my teammates. I gotta put it at their height. If not, then he's gonna be like this.
I'm tall.
That's what I tell myself every night.
Why is there an angel?
Because I stand on that. See? See?
Long tube headers help with scavenging because they are all going into one collector. With that, when it hits the collector, one side sucks out the other, so to speak. It's almost like a water siphon. You've got your heavier, denser air pulling in your low pressure, lighter air. It's called free horsepower. It doesn't take any strain on the motor, additionally for power, and it sounds super cool.
To actually show off that vacuum effect, you can do that pretty easily with an air hose. So the air coming out simulates the exhaust stroke of your engine. It's pushing out the air. It's exhaust. Let's see what happens with our stock one. As you can see, it's flapping that paper around, blowing it up. There's back pressure. There's air coming in and then finding its way back to the other exhaust ports. Not what you want. Let's try high teams. It's not blowing it off, it's sucking it in. That's pretty sick.
Does it happen on ours?
Let's, I'm gonna start the same one. I mean, it's sucking it in.
It's doing something.
Now, that is a bit of an exaggeration, but I think it is an accurate demonstration of the principles that we were just talking about. You can see it sucking air into the exhaust port, and with that valve overlap, you're gonna get scavenging, you're gonna pull fresh air into your combustion chamber, make more power. That's what we want.
That's right. Okay. So, shocker, our eBay headers aren't fully complete, so to speak. They almost meet up to the exhaust, but not all the way. So the factory exhaust ends right about here, and we need to make it to the header itself, and it's missing this S-pipe that Hi Team, of course, has. Another thing I noticed actually is that the eBay exhaust, it bottlenecks itself initially to like a 2-inch collector, and this is a 3. So we will take this as an opportunity to make a 3-inch exhaust from the collector all the way back by just making our own custom S-pipe that we'll go to a local shop to do for us.
Well said.
Because I don't want to.
It's a little troubling because we will have to spend money out of our budget to do this.
It's true.
We're halfway through the season.
Right.
I want to put those skinny front tires on the car.
Well, I mean, yeah, we can't look like assholes out there.
No, and I will note that Hi Team's exhaust, their headers did come with an S-pipe.
It does.
Yeah, so.
Maybe when they're not looking.
Okay, so we're just gonna fire it up because this is just more of like a little bonus actually. We wanna hear what this thing sounds like without the full exhaust system, just the headers. It's gonna sound raspy, it's gonna sound nasty, it's gonna sound sassy.
Yeah!
Sounds great. Woo! Okay.
Oh, that rumbled my soul.
Oh, man.
Worth it.
Oh my God. Okay. Unfortunately, it won't sound like that with the rest of the system on there, but we're gonna go smoke a cigarette. No, I'm not. I don't smoke.
Later.
Honestly, Low Team had it easy. They didn't even install everything. What, they're gonna take it to a muffler shop to get the rest installed? Meanwhile, me and Heber are out here putting in overtime.
That's in.
We're finished now. It was a very long day. Heber's delirious. We both want to go home, but we kicked ass today, all right? Heber, you ready?
Let's turn this bad boy on. Exhaust leak. You hear an exhaust leak? That's right, no exhaust leak. Woo! That's right, baby. Let's go.
What an adventure we had installing these exhausts. This installation is not for the weak. It is not for the faint of heart. Because damn, did me and Heber put in some hours. Hey, but we killed that shit, baby!
What's next?
Now it's time to hit that dyno.
And we're off.
Here we go.
I think a big misconception with modifications, you think you can throw on an exhaust, you think you can throw on an intake, and it's like, instantly, 20 horsepower. That's not the case at all. Tuning is definitely what pulls the most power out of both modifications. Going into this no tune, just trying to see purely how much the exhaust can build you in terms of power solely by itself, nothing else.
Yeah. However, when you guys put your fancy schmancy GT350 intake on there and the throttle body, you will have to calibrate it. So, I mean, I think we'll see some gains.
I'm excited.
All right, we're getting low car up on the dyno here. You know, I'm trying to keep my expectations realistic. I don't think it'll make more than 6, but we'll see. I don't know. Maybe we get a little bit of that low car magic.
Listen, Nolan is not making more power than us. I just have a gut feeling, and my gut doesn't lie, except for when it lies.
There's no way. I don't believe that. Maybe. I want to get in there and look at that graph. We are making just a few horsepower more than high car, and that feels pretty good.
How much? Swear to God, if it was just by 1 that he beat us, I'm gonna be like, man, come over here. Come over to this area where no one can see you. Look at that crazy difference.
Damn, that fan is no lie. All right, now the stock grill piece is out of the way. Now the snorkel should work a lot better. Let me go get my filter.
Old intake. New intake. All right. There we go, yeah.
All right, so we got the K&N high flow air filter in the car. We also have our snorkel opened up. It's ready to go. So, job's done. I mean, I'm hoping for like 3 to 5 horsepower. 5 horsepower for 60 bucks would be pretty amazing. Staying very cautiously optimistic. I don't believe the numbers I'm seeing. I don't know, we might have something here. No way! I don't believe that. That's crazy. That's for $1,000, roughly. If you have a Mustang, do that. It's worth it. Doing the headers was a pain in the ass, but that's worth it. That's worth it. Oh my God. Dude.
All right, so our intake is installed. Now we went ahead and calibrated that. So time to dyno, according to the website said it'll add 21 over stock. We'll see if that's true.
Are those numbers on the screen right? Wow. Dude, is that 21? That's way over 21.
Damn!
So Adam, here's our dyno sheet.
What?
Yes.
How's that even possible?
I don't know. Look at the curves too.
Look at it, it just wants to keep going into oblivion.
Like,
what?
Yeah, man, it's crazy.
I don't even understand. And
We just spent $4,000 to get this much power, while they spent
$800 on the parts, and we had to spend how much for the S pipe?
We spent $450.
Okay,
taking
so $1,250.
And if they got a higher number than us,
with a drop-in filter,
I will flip this with the forklift, all right? I will be done.
It's time to put our intakes and exhausts head to head. But before we do that, we need to reveal our power figures, which is also what I call my body type.
In stock form, low car made, Adam,
431 horsepower.
And with an exhaust, we made
457 horsepower. Pretty good.
With the intake on there, the clean air filter, and the ram air intake, we made a total of 472 horsepower, plus 15 on top of the exhaust for a total gain of 41 horsepower.
There we go, baby!
Nearly 10% increase.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So $1,250 for nearly 10%. I'm pretty freaking happy with
That's
that.
not bad.
Yeah.
Now I'm very interested to see what high car did.
So stock was 447.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, exhaust, 453.
Damn.
All right.
That's weird.
All right.
That's
Well,
lower.
we're still in the same neighborhood now with our intake, and we did a throttle body as well.
Yes.
So let's see.
476.
Whoa! Plus 23, so for a total of 29 horsepower gained over here for what, 4,500 bucks? So we got 476 to your 472. So seems to me like we're making more power.
We're still on top.
We are in the same neighborhood. We are very evenly matched now. I can't wait to see what these cars run with this power to the wheels now. This is pretty cool.
Me too. Now, we have been having a hard time getting consistent runs, and I think that's partly due to changing track conditions. Every time we come out here, it's a little bit different, and it changes throughout the course of the day. So we're gonna take runs over the course of the day, and we'll measure the track temperature during those runs so we can see if there's any correlation between our ETs and the track temperature.
All right, so Heber is adjusting our tire pressure so that we have optimal grip. But also, I should let you know, Heber will be taking my place in today's race because I wasn't here during the build and he did all the work with Stephanie. So represent High Team well for us, Betty.
I'll do as best I can.
And don't sweat my helmet.
Okay, so we've got our best times from last time. Low car with an 8.389 and high with an 8.405. So that's what we're gonna be looking to beat today.
Oh yeah, that sounds way better with exhaust and intake.
If I'm being honest, I like how low car sounds better, but don't tell anybody I said that.
For High Team.
God, that hurt my ears.
Stephanie's gonna hop into high car, Mendy's going in low car. Let's see what happens.
Up to the stage. Dude, you literally can hear the shift time difference.
Oh!
Thank you.
All right, so it's been about an hour. In the left lane, it's about 122 degree track temperature. Right lane, because of the shade we have, one tire is 97 degrees, the other is 115. You do the math. We're gonna go ahead and run another round and see how much that 20 degree or so increase in temperature affects our ETs.
Go get him, Adam.
Yeah! 0.078 reaction, not bad.
8033, a new time has been put on the board.
8033?
For Steph.
Really?
Yeah.
Sir. Steph is our ringer. She's consistently the fastest one. Zach Jobe is now on the other lane, and Nolan is now on our old lane. We switched lanes because the temperature differences have been actually noticeable, so we're going to see if the cars run different in the new lanes.
That felt good. I left at much higher RPM, like 1750, 1800 RPM. At about 2000 RPM, the front brakes can't really hold it, unfortunately. We're gonna need to put a trans brake in this car at some point because it's just too much grip. Felt good though.
All right, Adam, low team. Mendy, high team.
Goodbye, Mendy!
But now they're going to switch lanes, same drivers, and see if there's a difference. Adam is out of the car, Mendy will go into low car, and Steph will go into high car. Same thing, they'll do one run in each lane.
I want to hold the record for the fastest time today. I don't want to give that up. I'm gonna actually work hard today.
Window up, okay.
I'm giving it too much beans, right as I'm just there staging, waiting to take off. I think the secret sauce is give it just enough beans, like a little bit of beans. Maybe the heat has something to do with that. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
Okay, so we've just done our midday runs with track temps around 115, nearing 120 on the left side, and around 105, 110 on this side. Which we're noticing is getting to be a little bit too hot. The cars are slipping through the start line. We're also noticing that the cars are faster at the first couple runs in any of these blocks. So we're gonna let the cars cool down.
Real big science stuff here, guys.
Then we're gonna put Mendy in the cars when they're cool so that she has the best chance to run the fastest times these cars are capable of.
Right there, okay. Listen to that! Listen to that! Yes!
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 Pack it up, go home.
Let's go. 793. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, hit the sevens.
Oh my God. Yes.
That was
Yes.
good.
Woo!
All right, 13.9.
Let's go. What happened?
Okay, sounded like the car stuck in first gear for whatever reason.
Second time today?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we're accidentally touching the paddle or maybe something else is afoot. But we're gonna let her run that back.
I can't get over how different these cars sound.
Yeah. I like low sound.
I gotta say, I like
I do too, but you're not supposed to say that.
I'm sorry. I didn't race today, so I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, this thing just didn't shift.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened to me earlier.
I had to put it in drive.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do, if you want to try again in sport, see if it works.
All right.
Mustang stuff, I guess.
Strange.
Oh, she's angry.
Yeah, she pissed.
I was like, woo!
You spent a fraction of the price, basically a quarter of the money that we spent.
Yeah.
And you got 26 horsepower gain.
Just from the exhaust.
Yeah. We got 6. I think it's that bottleneck. So you guys got rid of the bottleneck. Our headers and our rear section are made to work with the remaining OEM pieces.
So like your cat bag for stock headers, headers for stock cat bag.
Exactly. Okay. We did make overall a lot more power and shaved a lot of time, almost half a second for us both. While we did have some varying track temps today, we noticed the biggest difference by letting the engines cool down.
Yeah.
You know, the cars were easily the fastest the first couple runs, but once you heat soak the engine a little bit, slows them down. Well, Nolan, we did go faster than you.
Not a very big margin. Again, for the money, it is not more better. I think cheaper is better in this instance.
To be honest with you, it's hard to argue with that logic. As much as I hate to say it, I do agree with you.
However, buying dubious parts off eBay means you're probably buying a stolen design.
Potentially so. You might have to work for the install a little more.
A little more, and you're probably not buying American, which I can't really stand by. Now it's time for one of my favorite parts of this build and one of my favorite episodes of this build. It's weight reduction. High team gets to add parts, low team gets to take away parts. What does a cheap versus expensive weight reduction look like? Well, we've given both teams a little challenge.
That's right. On high team, we can only replace items,
while low team can only remove parts.
Yeah. Now, high team is the classy team, obviously, so we're not going to be getting rid of any creature comforts. We're just going to be replacing a lot of stuff with a lightweight version of it, which really means we're going to be installing a bunch of carbon fiber.
Yeah, and over on low team, being the budget-minded kings that we are, we're just going to tear a bunch of out. AC, soundproofing, seats. We're giving this thing an enema. It's all coming out.
Sounds horrifying.
But before we touch either car, let's see what these things weigh.
We have made a few mods. We've got our exhausts, our intakes, wheels and tires. We've naturally shaved more weight already, so I think we're gonna be, I'm gonna say 58 pounds lighter than low car. What do we got?
3602.
Wow. So high cars already save 230 pounds, which is great.
Yeah.
I bet you're gonna weigh close to, what do you think, almost 37?
I think 37, yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. 3692, a full 90 pounds heavy.
Okay.
Almost 3,700. I think you'll be able to make up that difference with the trash can.
I got some ideas, yeah.
I got a 90-pound head start on you.
Yes, you do.
What do you think we'll be able to get down to? 33s? 34?
I would like to get into the low 35s.
Low 35s? Okay. We got our baseline weight. I'm gonna start inside the car. We got some new seats for this thing, which are super sick, so I can't wait to see them in there. And we're doing a rear seat delete. I'm gonna start with that, get the interior knocked out, and then we'll make our way to the exterior, where we have a bunch of stuff.
See ya! We're taking the seats out.
You got it, buddy.
That's not really a smart thing to do.
Why not?
I thought we were gonna go to dinner in it.
Well, there's gonna be a front seat. We'll just have to get a motel afterwards.
Oh.
Okay, rules are fun and all, but they're made to be broken. So we're gonna give each team 2 exemptions. That means that on high team, we get to throw away 2 parts without replacing them. And on low team, they get to replace 2 parts, which means spending some money. They'll get to add a couple things to the car, and we're gonna get to throw a couple things away. So I'm gonna have to be thinking about just what that is.
Don't throw me away.
I would never.
Please.
Over on load team, we're gonna start off with taking the seats out, probably the easiest weight reduction mod there is. Take all the carpets out, all the sound deadening out. We're gonna take the headliner out, all the plastics. The interior will be the quickest way to shed some pounds fast. I wanna be able to save as much weight as possible without spending any money. And that means removing a lot of creature comforts that are present in this vehicle. It's gonna be pretty miserable to drive. Ah, come on. When you get frustrated taking stuff out, you're like, why is it like this? And it's because it went in a certain way. It's actually quite amazing when you go to a car factory and see the assembly, you know, everything goes in the exact way it needs to. It's all in a sequence, perfectly synchronized. Getting sweaty in here. All right, Jobe, I am officially enacting one of my exemptions to the rules of not adding anything to the car.
All right.
With our Kirky race seat right here. This is a Famoso classic right here, drag strip classic, $230.
Oh, and you got the covers with them, nice.
I got a cover, you know, worst thing in the world is one of these things sitting out in the sun all day and then hopping in for your round and burning your little tuchus off. So
burning your buns.
Wanted to get the cover, the cheapest one, $200. And then we got a seat mount specifically made for this seat In this car, whoa, pricey, $300.
Convenient though.
Very convenient, because you know what? Remember we had to make those seat mounts for the Ranger? How big of a pain in the ass that was?
It's always a pain.
Yeah.
And you're only doing one seat, right?
Exactly.
I'm doing both.
You are. What do you got,
what I
dude?
got? Oh, baby.
Whoa.
Leather and suede sparkles.
Whoa.
Carbon back.
Whoa.
Almost as light as your Kirkies. $2,300 a pop.
Should we weigh them?
Let's do it.
All right. Joby, throw that stock one up there.
Almost 50.
50 pounds. Turkey seat, aluminum, big boy status, by the way. 17 pounds.
17 pounds, okay.
Not bad at all.
I think I'm coming in lighter, buddy. Get rid of this extra.
Oh yeah, those 2 grams gonna make a difference. Oh, 16.37, so you just got me, but you have 2 of them in your car.
That is true. This is where our paths really separate.
Yep. You know, every season of HiLow, there's always like one episode where you're like, yeah, we definitely made this a lot worse.
Yeah.
And I think for us, this is that episode.
That's right. Now that we got the front seats and the rear seats out, I think the first thing that we're going to replace are the seat belts. We're gonna be replacing them with harnesses because we're using racing seats, and because we're racing, we're gonna use harnesses. Safety often comes at a cost, as we know, and the story is no different here. These Schroth harnesses were $400 a piece, so $800 total, but you know, you gotta be safe. They're pretty cool. They should just clip into the factory seatbelt points.
God, dude, show us what you got. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We've got one strap that will bolt down to the factory seatbelt bolt right here, and the other side will just clip in to the factory seatbelt clip. And it makes installing these super easy. You don't need a harness bar, you just lash them down to the rear seatbelt stuff, which is no longer gonna be used because there's no rear seat.
No, don't need it.
So that'll be convenient. Now the only question is, does the rear seat delete that we have a cutout for such things?
Look at that. If you're ever in a pinch and you need to get out of like a situation, you could use these as nunchucks. Put that in my demo reel.
Speaking of that rear seat delete, obviously we deleted the rear seats, but we want it to look nice and finished, so we've got a seat delete kit to cover all this up. This is from Anderson Composites, costs $2,200. It'll be super lightweight, but look super good.
Oh, dang. Jobe, this is looking nice.
Good.
It's like a Roman shield. Joby, I have bad news.
What?
I don't think they put cutouts for the seat belts.
Well, that carbon panel might be for the upright portion.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it. He's not.
One door card out. This is not very heavy. And now I don't have any music. Nolan, I don't like our idea.
Looking to figure out this freaking console though. That took so much effort to take out.
I think it's staying out.
I think it's staying out. How do we get this out?
Just bend it.
It's just gonna be broken.
Just get it out of here.
It's gone. Damn,
The acoustics in here. You thought it was loud before.
Yeah, this is the misery machine. There's the name, the Misery Machine.
Misery Machine. Okay.
Every great dragster needs a great name. By the end of this track day, at the end of this video, both teams will have their car names locked in. Misery Machine is a strong front runner right now.
They're gonna be something like Money Bags.
Money Sack.
Money Sack.
Okay, seat sits about there.
How does that work? So right now I'm trying to get a good length on the angles of this harness with people inside the car, because I don't want to guess where they're going to hang out so I can cut this. So I'm trying to get different size people inside the seat so we can see where these are going to live. That way we only have to cut once and not make mistakes. All right, cinch down, tighten them.
How's it feel?
Dude, it's perfect.
And molded to me.
I don't know, I'm stressing out. This rear seat delete costs $2,000. Carbon fiber's not cheap, especially custom-made parts specific to vehicles. I don't want to mess this up. I'm sure you wouldn't either.
Time to take the fenders off. This thing is so light. Dude, we might get heavier. This thing is nothing. Here is our first carbon fiber fender from Anderson Composites. And look at that vent. Oh, buddy. It's gonna be pretty impressive if it is lighter, because those stock ones are super light already, but it is gonna look a lot cooler.
Wow.
That's pretty nice. That's awesome.
Cool. That's really cool.
5.22 pounds, so basically 0.8 of a pound increase on each fender.
Oh no!
And it was only 1,400 bucks.
Oh wow, that's nothing.
Jump change.
Ain't
Check me out on SoundCloud. Stream my #1 hit. Okay, we got one fender on. Gaps are looking pretty good. Fits pretty well. By starting here, we should be able to kind of line everything up off the fenders, and we can do the hood, the doors, and whatever else we have. Okay, I need a snack.
All right, I'm underneath the dash, underneath the glove box. We're gonna start looking at how to get things like the heater box and the air conditioning system, take those out.
This thing feels heavy. Where's this wire go to though?
Watch, the car won't start without this thing in there. I'm gonna keep this nearby, make sure it doesn't affect anything crucial. This has honestly been one of the most fun episodes so far. Just taking stuff apart, not really worried about putting it back together. It's great. My goodness, that's heavy. Yeah. The car's almost completely stripped.
Yeah.
We're gonna start adding some stuff.
Okay.
Second exemption of the day.
Uh-huh.
Some aerodynamics.
Nice.
Our drag wing.
That can't be ours, is it? That's the wing?
Yeah, dude, check this out.
But this is a big honker right here.
This is a Mike Thomas Fabrication aluminum drag wing, Jared, with a price tag of 650 bones.
Hey now, that's a big chunk of the budget. This is ridiculous.
It's a whale tail. This has got to weigh more.
I think so. I think you're right. But hey.
Do you think, though, it really will be...
That look says it all.
This is a drag wing, and its sole purpose is to create downforce. So this is the deck lid portion of it. This is called the wicker bar, and it's adjustable. So what happens is air will come off the deck lid, come over here, hit this little wicker bar, and spoil it, pushing more air on top of this, creating more downforce. That is pretty much useless until you're at like 200 plus miles an hour, which I don't think we're ever gonna get there. But who knows? Maybe. If this car goes 200 miles an hour, I sure as won't be in it. That's a fact.
While those guys are fitting their aluminum wing with their stock trunk, we're replacing this stock Mustang trunk with this fully carbon $1,600 Anderson Composite trunk. Look at that thing. And what's cool is it has all the stock mounting points, so we could just throw it right on with the same bolts. That's what I'm talking about. Easy, easy. Ooh, that looks good. With the red, oh my goodness.
Open the door more. Oh, Devin, don't do that. Oh, God. Woo, buddy.
You all right?
That was all my finger.
I did what you told me to do. Oh, both doors officially off. Woo! In this box here are fully carbon doors. We're gonna replace the entire door on each side with one that is completely carbon. And just like with our trunk, we can take everything out of the stock door and put it into the carbon door so that it's fully functional. That's what I call nice. All of this costs us $3,300. This is insane. It's gonna be a lot of fun though. It's gonna be really cool. Be very, very careful.
So let's throw that on the scale, see what it weighs. Stock door first. Oh yeah, that's steel. Okay, 44.16.
Wow.
Come on.
Heber's so limber, look at him.
Ooh. 1913. 25 pounds per door.
That's a lot.
50 pounds total.
That's solid.
Oh, we're shedding weight left and right. You guys better be shaking in your boots.
We just gotta take the sound. What am I doing? I'm gonna be taking off the sound deadening from the car since we're trying to get every little pound we can. And it's honestly pretty easy. There's two main ways people do it. Dry ice, let it freeze up, scrape it out, or use a heat gun, heat it up, a little spatula, and peel it off. If you wanna watch this, it's kind of satisfying. It's like cutting a cake or something. Tell me that's not satisfying.
I did not expect that. So here we are installing the seat mounts in the car. These are from Fat House Performance. They're gonna go along with our Kirky seats. Something interesting about these, they are fixed. They are in one position only. They are not on sliders like high cars will be, and like pretty much every other low car that we've done. These things are gonna be super solid mounted to the car, which I think will inspire a lot of confidence. You see, it doesn't have any holes drilled in it already, so I'm gonna have to install these and then mark on the seat where to cut some holes. Never had to do something like that before, so we're gonna have to find a happy medium for all the drivers that are gonna be in this car. Jerry's really tall, he's got long legs. I like to be closer to the wheel. I've got kind of shorter legs, so hopefully everyone will be able to drive this thing. But go ahead.
Perfect.
Oh, this is perfect, actually. Oh, yeah, okay. Dude, I was so nervous about like getting the holes on the side right and everything like that. Yeah, dude.
Taking apart all the old guts from the stock doors, and I'm transferring them onto the carbon fiber doors. You know why? Because we love that luxury here. Speakers, windows, mirrors, sensors, and actually our locks for our doors. We want these things to still work perfectly normal. Sounds like me getting up in the morning.
All right, time to take the hood off. Pretty light. Pretty light. Which means it's time to put the carbon fiber hood on. $29.31, so we saved about 8 pounds. I mean, a scant $2,000. Saved 8 pounds. Makes up for the additional fender weight. Whoa, you're good. Didn't sound great.
There we go.
That's done. This thing looks sweet. Look at that hump, dude. Plenty of room for a supercharger. What do you think? Coolest thing you ever saw? Hey, Nolan.
Hey, Jobe.
So I've gotten to the point where I'm ready to throw some away, and I wanted to get a ruling.
Oh.
So I have a spare tire. I understand you guys didn't have a spare tire.
No, we had a little pump thing.
Well, I want to get rid of that. It looks heavy, and you can see the scissor jacks underneath it.
Yeah.
Can I call that one thing? Spare tire and the jack?
You know what, Jobe?
Wow. I was waiting for you to say no.
Oh. Why would you have a spare tire in your race car? Honestly.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, but it's heavy. Yeah, we just lost 40 pounds, baby. And it's surprising I had that in there and was already, 90 pounds lighter than you at the beginning. Okay, so that's one of my exemptions, and I still have one left.
Choose wisely. All right, ooh, that's hefty. More aerodynamic, less weight. What more do you want? 2.5 pounds.
Worth.
Yeah, worth it, dude. I don't need to see what's behind me, dude. I'm already in front of them. I got the wheels off. We're gonna start the process of taking the front sway bar out. But my main concern right now is that a good idea? I'm gonna do some more research and see if...
You're on a straight line. Sway bar ain't doing nothing in a straight line.
Doing nothing?
A sway bar's job is in corners to send some of the load from the loaded up side to the unloaded side. Right. When you're going straight, the sway bar's not really doing much.
Ain't no load.
Yeah, I mean, that said, if you hit a bump with the right tire, it'll transfer a little to the left, but in a straight line.
And at a drag strip, not very many bumps. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna do it. Research done. Looks like a few bolts, take it out. Oh yeah. Not very much, if I'm being honest.
About to siphon out the windshield washer fluid. I was gonna take out the tank. Just kind of a lot of work to get down to it. It's a plastic bottle, it probably weighs 1 pound. The fluid that's in it weighs more. Everybody always starts siphons by sucking on it, which sucks, especially if it's like gas or something. But really, all you need to do is fill the hose with fluid and then you can start it. So it's a little tricky, so what I'll do is take a water bottle and force feed the hose. That does work. Nice, about 11 pounds of washer fluid out. For my final exemption, another thing I get to throw away, I am choosing the owner's manual. What? Probably gonna save, a $1/4 pound here. And to be honest, it's an easy thing to throw away, and I think we're saving enough weight on high car as it is. And I don't wanna get rid of anything else. So I don't need this, chuck it. gotta get these doors on, and then high car is pretty much done.
Yes, all right.
Supporting its own weight.
Das ist gut. Das ist right. Das ist perfect.
Well, this really is a tale of two piles, isn't it, Nolan?
Sure is.
I don't think anything illustrates better difference in our approaches to weight reduction than these two piles. I've got a handful of red exterior parts that got replaced with carbon fiber, seats, and a spare tire.
Yeah, and I have pretty much everything else that makes a car pleasant to drive. We did everything.
You did.
Our methodology was, if it wasn't necessary to go straight, fast, we took it out, $0 spent.
Massive pile.
Big pile.
But to see which approach is actually gonna pay off, it's time to go weigh our cars. Looking at these piles, I'm a little worried.
We're gonna go ahead and do low car first. Just a reminder, high car weighed in at 3,602 pounds. Low car at a 90-pound disadvantage at 3,692 pounds. I'd be ecstatic if we can beat high team today. But again, 90 pounds is a huge deficit when starting with equal machinery like this.
Okay, everybody, let's move that Mustang.
Okay, 3,384. As light as a Nissan Z.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Very wicked.
Oh.
Oh. Jesus!
Oh, my arm.
Get him, Chewie. Go save him.
Oh.
Done. I didn't finish installing the wing, but it's end of the day Friday and I'm not staying. I want to see what this thing weighs. So we just piled it on the trunk and now it's time to drop the car on the scales, see if high car is heavier or lighter than low car. Moment of truth. I think it's gonna be close.
Wow, okay, I'm not. 3,413. 12. 3,412.
3,412, 40 pounds.
Okay, yeah, you got 40 pounds on us.
Listen, we look way cooler.
It's true, and we have air conditioning, we have interior, we have carpet, we have headliner, we've got everything.
All stuff that does not matter on the drag strip.
It's gonna be interesting to see how much faster we are now that we're lighter, and whether or not you catch up and take the lead now that you've shed more weight.
I think there's a strong possibility.
Well, let's go to the track and find out.
Because High Team can't open their trunk anymore, we have to ferry all the team's tires. So you're welcome, High Team. Can't see. Going 70 miles an hour. A lot of road noise. A lot of noise from the exhaust. I did bring a pair of these though. I've just discovered there's a hole in the floor. I can see through to the road. Getting a little warm in here. See, just roll the windows down. Who needs AC? AC makes a man soft. You want to make a man hard? Wait, no. My butt cheeks are beginning to go numb, and we have not gone that far. I need like a pillow under my ass.
It's really hot in here. We might be a little faster than High Team today. We might have that edge. We might have improved our performance, but man, did we make some sacrifices. I do not want to drive this on the road.
Last time out, High Team beat us by about 0.05 of a second, but this time out, we've lost 118 pounds more than High Team did, so I'm hoping we close that gap. Maybe even build a gap on it.
Yeah, shut up.
Welcome to Build a Gap Workshop, dude.
That's pretty good. Since we know that track conditions play such a critical role in our times, we're gonna load the cars up with weight to get them back to their original weights, set a baseline today, then chuck the weights out, and then put the cars head to head.
Just gotta hit out a couple of these real quick. Get the cores, activate.
As always, we're gonna have Mendy run some laps in both cars, get some passes with the weight in both cars to set our baseline, then we'll take the weight out.
weather is constantly changing the track temperatures and the output of what's going to happen. So we want to see what it's like with today's exact conditions with the weight that we had before.
Oh my God, dude. That thing sounds so sick.
Here we go, Mendy, Fry, in the high car, in the left lane, with 190 pounds of ballast weight on board, staging up the car. It's looking good.
8273. Too slow. Too slow. I guess we're just slower today, and that's why we got a baseline today, because track conditions and the weather conditions play a big part in the time you actually run. So now that we've got a baseline for high car, we'll get one for low car. If we go to set low car's baseline with the weight in it, and it runs the same time it ran last week, then, well, I'm gonna probably give up and just go home.
Get ready. Be ready.
What?
Hey, what, 7.4, baby? That's almost an 8.2.
It really is.
It kind of is, yeah.
We now have a baseline to go off the rest of the day. So now we can pull all that weight out and see what kind of performance gains we got from losing all this weight.
I can't wait.
That was terrible.
I missed on purpose because you're not on my team. There we go.
That's the worst feeling.
That's crazy.
Considering what we've had to go through to put this car together and how it is to drive on public roads on the freeway in the dead of summer, I hereby christen low car the misery machine.
Nice. Well, it's blue balls in my heart.
I'm not going to ever call it blue balls.
I think for high car, I have to go. It's only fitting. When you look at it, what color is it?
It's red.
And it's fast.
Yeah, it's pretty.
And it's gonna get faster. So high car is officially the red rocket. All right, let's race. Okay, let's go. AC off, traction control off. Here we go.
There we go. Wow, what a difference.
90 miles an hour. Let's go.
That's fast.
Good job, Nolan. Way to stomp that ass.
Definitely felt faster. Felt good. Beat Jobe.
To make sure that we're getting the best data possible, we're scientific. We'll now have our drivers switch cars, and we'll each do a run in the other team's vehicle.
Well, this is a very different place than the interior of high car. It's extremely uncomfortable. Belts are already cutting my neck. The seat is about as comfortable as you'd expect, but hey, it's not about comfort, is it?
I mean, it just feels more like a car in here than ours does. Ours just feels like a machine. This feels like a car, if that makes sense.
What the hell?
07. Ooh.
Yeah, baby. This car does feel lighter. I mean, partly just because it's way louder in here. You hear every little rock, every little pebble. It's kind of cool. I mean, it feels more like a race car for sure. I can't imagine being in yours for more than 15 minutes. It's way less comfortable.
Way less comfortable? What do you mean?
Don't even.
Low car is quicker than high team, though.
So far?
So far. That being said, the right lane is about 20 degrees cooler.
That's true.
So we're going to switch it up, put the cars in opposite lanes, and see what happens. About to get loud.
Pulled off on me.
8280.
A couple of pro reaction times there.
This car friggin' rips, dude. It sounds sick. And I can see the ground. We have a hole. That's how you know you got a race car.
So that was a lot of fun. Definitely feels a lot faster than it was before. But Jared beat me. I am heavier than he is. My car is heavier than he is.
Same lane, switching driver. Oh, this is nice. I get in a stock Mustang, I'm like, oh my God, this is nice in here.
Oh, it's so uncomfortable.
Flat. 822. I mean, ultra consistent. Everyone's running almost the same exact times.
I'm so uncomfortable in here. It's insane.
Look,
high teams complain about the comfort of low car. It's not meant to be comfortable, it's meant to be fast. And if you look at the scoreboard, it's 2/10 faster. So I think we're doing an all right job.
Now let's see what the life of luxury feels like.
Adam is now inside of high car in our lane, and our ringer Steph is inside of low car. Hopefully she doesn't make them look too good.
Oh, holy
Damn, I can't even see.
There we go. Steph wins, 7-9. God dang it. She walked him down.
7.95 with a 7. That was sick. Dang,
that's pretty insane.
This car is f***ing quick. This car is low-key lit. This is a race car in the fullest sense. I actually really like it. I would never say that to low team's face, but I really enjoy this car.
Great job, Steph. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I feel very accomplished.
Now that we've all had a chance to test out our lighter cars, the track has cooled off a bit. Now it's time for Mendy to get in the car. She has the best chance of pulling off the quickest ET of the day. Let's see if she can do it.
7906. Calling it right now.
788.
Ooh, damn.
Let's go. Good job.
You better do it.
The car is cool, the track's cooled down, conditions are primed up for our best time of the day, but I would be surprised if we actually beat low car at this point in time. I don't know if we have it in us, but I think if anybody could pull it out of high car, it would be Mendy. Red Rocket!
Red Rocket! Lights.
Wow, that's close, dude.
All right, Jobe, what the heck did we learn today?
Well, I would say, to be honest, one thing that we learned is that if you want to lose weight in your car, you really can't beat just throwing everything away.
Just tear that
no matter how much
out.
money you spend.
Most of what we did was completely free, pretty amazing. That being said, if you are gonna spend money, definitely get a racing seat, lightweight racing seat. You know, the stock seats in these Mustangs, super heavy, but I'm sure in your car too, if you're thinking about making a drag car, you probably got some heavy seats in there too. I will say that Kirky, for the price, very good weight. However, by the time I got here this morning after driving the car from the office, my butt cheeks were getting a little numb.
Wouldn't happen in high car.
It wouldn't.
If I had to buy any one of the things that we put on high car, it would be those seats. They're so nice and so light.
They are spectacular. Let's look at our times here.
Last time, these were our best times, and we were about 500ths faster than you.
Yes.
This time, that arrow's pointing the wrong way.
Right towards misery.
This next step is crucial. If we're going to be adding more power to these cars, we need to make sure that we can launch these cars. It's transmission upgrade time.
We've already upgraded our tires, our suspension, our intakes, our exhaust, and we've tried to get both cars as light as possible. But we still suffer from inconsistent launches.
What just happened?
What happened?
Sounded like he misshifted in a manual.
Is some of that driver error? Yes, undoubtedly. But there are some mods that you can make that will help.
What do cheap versus expensive launch mods look like?
Well, with my unlimited budget, this is what I bought. I got a $1,400 Circle D high stall torque converter and this $356 next-gen bump box and trans brake.
While low team is keeping our stock torque converter and just installing this $65 trans brake kit. It's really just 2 relays that we'll have to wire ourselves. Speaking of wiring, we had to buy this wiring separate, coming to a grand total of $73.
I don't think anything could go wrong with that.
Those are scissors.
Yeah.
These are precision scissors.
Okay, so how do these 3 upgrades work and how do they help us launch? Well, to explain that, we need a basic understanding of automatic transmissions, which I will now attempt. Instead of like a clutch in a manual transmission, most automatics use a torque converter, which is essentially a fluid coupler with a pump driven by the engine on one side and a turbine connected to the transmission on the other with a stator in the middle. Now, as this pump spins, the fluid in the coupler pushes up against the turbine, spinning the transmission. Now, because nothing is directly connected, when the car is completely stationary, the pump can spin while the turbine, which is connected to the wheels via the transmission and the drive shaft, can stay still. Make sense? It's a lot more complicated than that, but those are the basics.
Okay, so to get this torque converter in, we're gonna have to take the transmission out of the car. So the first stuff I'm gonna do is get the exhaust out of here. Get the drive shaft off. Hopefully the headers can stay where they are. We'll start disconnecting the bell housing bolts, the transmission mount bolts.
Wire right in my way.
It's gonna be easy.
I just hear easy.
There it is. Drive shaft officially out.
Woo. I am going to disconnect the battery because I have to take the starter off. Okay?
He's Swedish now.
Maybe. Well, if my calculations are correct, I think this transmission's about ready to come out of this here car. We got the trans jack up there. We'll get some chains on it, make sure this thing doesn't fall off. And then I'll
just catch it.
And while I do believe that you could do that.
I don't think so. Maybe in my youth.
Well.
Oh. Ready?
Yeah. Okay. That's a tight fit. Well, transmission's out, and now we can see our torque converter. You're out of here, mister. Okay, so here's our torque converter. This puppy is from Circle D, and this is a 3,200 RPM stall converter. It won't make a huge difference right now, but once the supercharger gets on, those guys are doomed.
So here's my best attempt at explaining how a high stall torque converter works, okay? Every torque converter and engine combination has a certain stall speed. This is basically the max RPMs at which the engine can spin while the turbine side of the torque converter is locked up. Now, this is determined by a number of factors like the design of the torque converter and also how much torque your engine can produce. It's kind of similar to when you're driving up a steep hill where despite more throttle input, the car can't accelerate anymore because it's already operating at its power limit. So, stock, our Mustangs right here have a stall speed of around 2,200 RPM. We've been launching around 1,800 to 2,000 RPM, just depending on brake pressure. High Team's new torque converter should be able to launch closer to 3,200 RPM, so they should be making more torque and power at the moment of launch. Compare that to low car, and yeah, they're gonna have an advantage.
It's gonna help, I promise. As we stick this thing in, there should be 3 distinct kind of clicks. Trade. 1. Oh. 2. Oh. So I think we can go ahead and stick this transmission back in the car. Yeah.
All right, so the transmission is officially back inside the car with our brand new torque converter. So I have to tuck a few wires, plug everything back in, get the drive shaft back in, exhaust back on, and then we're done with this part because we still got a couple more upgrades to do. She's confused. She doesn't know.
What don't I know?
We got a couple more things to do.
Jobe, what are we doing?
Oh, just a little trans brake / bump box. It'll be super easy. You'll knock it right out.
I'll knock it right out.
Yeah.
If you're just now joining us, Jerry has added his contribution to Team Low today.
This is what I'm doing. Low jeans. Low jeans summer.
Okay. Up until this point, we've been doing something called power braking, where we've been revving our engine with our right foot and keeping the car still by holding the brake with our left foot. The problem is that our engine easily overpowers our brakes around 1,800 RPM. And since we want to rev higher than that, trans brakes should let us get into more power. So this component lets us put the transmission into 2 gears at the same time, most commonly first and reverse. Having both gears engaged locks up the transmission, preventing it from spinning. So when the transmission is locked, we can rev our engine to the optimal RPM while the car stays still at the start line. Then we can release reverse gear so that the transmission is now only in first, delivering a bunch of power all at once.
There we go. I do believe it's this one right here. So now we just basically need to make sure we have enough tail on there to solder it.
In case it's the wrong ones.
Dude, here's my worst, not my worst fear. My worst fear is being eaten alive by a chimpanzee. But my second worst fear is we do all this work, put the relays in, and we're pressing that trans brake, and just something just f***ing explodes.
I'll do a little double check. So in the worst case scenario, you can blame me.
That's what having the partner's all about.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I was a kid, you know, you're a boy and you're, you know, on the internet.
Been there.
Looking at stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe you shouldn't be looking at. So in our friend group, we had a pact. And if something was found on my computer,
yeah.
did it.
Yeah.
And then if some of them found on computer, Jeremiah did.
Nice.
You know, we all push the blame around. So kids do that.
The car's PCM is right here. Instead of having a fully plug-and-play system like HiCar will have, we have a bunch of relays and some wires that we need to install ourselves. We may have saved a ton of money, but it's gonna be a lot of work.
Now, how do I get out? Did it.
The wire is run. So now what we need to figure out is where to put the button for the trans brake. Adam ordered a bunch of buttons online, and I don't think he meant to get one this size. I don't even know what you would, this is a tiny button. On HiCar, they have a pretty big button and a wheel mount, so you don't have to ever take your hand off the wheel to use your trans brake or your bump box. Ours, we don't have any mounts, so maybe we can make something, maybe down here. I'm gonna go look for some strap steel somewhere, and I'll make a little bracket. We'll ground it and test it. Say ah. It's definitely a reach. I want to be able to like firmly grasp it. We'll need a pretty severe bend here. Dude, this is looking pretty sweet so far. But I do think maybe one more bend or two more bends. Might be too far away.
Oh, look at you. Did you make that little bracket?
Yeah, dude.
That's not bad.
I think it needs to be a little bit closer so you're not fully arm stretched out.
What if we put it on right there?
Oh, that'd be great, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Okay, we'll get the button installed, run the ground wire, and then we should be good to go. That feels official. It's so floppy, but like, at the same time, I've never actually driven a car with the trans brake before, but I'm excited to try it out.
All right, this is our trans brake, and this is Hi Team's. Obviously, theirs is much nicer. This one also, actually, they have what's called a bump box.
A bump box quickly disengages and engages the trans brake, so at the press of a button, Hi Team can just inch the car forward. The car barely rolls forward by a set amount that the driver can set. So instead of nudging the car by feathering the throttle and brake like Low Team has to do, once Hi Team sees those pre-stage lights come on, they can use the trans brake and then use the bump box to bump the car little by little so they barely touch that staging beam. The more shallow you can stage, the faster your ET should be because you get a more running start at that starting beam. So good for them.
You ready to send this through wherever you're gonna send it through?
All right, we're gonna throw our trans brake button on. We've got a nice little mount that bolts right in between the shift paddle and the steering wheel. So I already took the airbag out. Now I gotta take out the left side control panel so I can get to the hardware for the shift paddle and then take that apart. Bracket goes in, lickety split. Okay, now we've got a spot to put a button where each of our thumbs will just naturally be able to hit it. The shift paddles still work. The brackets just blend into the steering wheel. Pretty nice. So now we just gotta wire up some buttons. Steph's working on that from what I hear.
Finally, all the wiring for your trans brake and the trans brake itself is done. Thank God. That took a minute. She's in. Still looks a little messy. I got some cleaning up to do, but once I clean up, we'll go ahead and test these buttons, and then we'll hit the track.
Here is the plan. First, we're gonna get some baselines down. Low car is basically gonna be the same as it was last time we were out here, and high car is gonna get to utilize the increased stall speed of our new torque converter. Then once we get those down, we'll go again using our trans brakes. So we'll get to launch a little bit higher, get off the line a little quicker. Then after that, we will add the use of our bump box so that we can stage super shallow and get hopefully really consistent. I think we should get a little bit quicker off the line today. So let's get some passes down.
Here we go. Last time we were at the track, Low Car, with all of our weight savings, was able to beat High Car by 0.04 of a second. So let's see if High Team's transmission upgrades will start to close that gap.
9. Dude, we're getting into the 90 miles an hour.
Right off the bat, High Car was faster than Low Car. You could visibly see in the way the car was launching just how much extra torque they were able to deliver to the wheels off the line.
Okay, we got Mendy and High Car about to make the fastest pass yet, if I was a betting man.
Good. High Car had gone from being half a tenth slower than Low Car to being an entire tenth quicker. It was clear that a high stall torque converter was a very worthy upgrade, but we still had 2 more mods to test.
Okay, so it's time to finally use our trans brakes. On high team, we have a really nice button on the steering wheel. It should help us launch at about 3,000 RPMs consistently, but I do think that we're still gonna need to foot brake as well as use the trans brake. These transmissions use clutch packs and those can slip. So when there's not quite enough pressure in the lines to hold those clutch packs together to lock the transmission up, the car can still creep forward. Mendy.
78.3. Got out of the hole though.
Sure did.
Got out of the hole.
What a hole shot, brother. Now we've got Mendy in high car. The car is going to go into the shaded side of the track. So we'll see how Mendy gets along with the trans brake setup in high car. I think she's going to like it more than the situation in low car, but we'll see.
Even though I like the feeling of the trans brake, even with Mendy behind the wheel, our times were slower in both cars. Conditions were getting hotter, therefore slowing the cars down. But the gap between the two cars remained about the same.
Okay, so we are getting more comfortable with our trans brake. Still got a little bit of operator error to figure out, but now high car is going to use their bump box. Another little piece of equipment that they're going to try to use to beat us.
We are just barely bumping forward.
All right, time to learn this bump box. So, yeah, I hear it clicking. Okay, Jeremiah, I got a lot to think about here. You might beat me this time.
Did Jerry just get a perfect reaction time?
He might have.
I saw 3 zeros.
Oh no, as if he needed that.
Yeah, I know, dude. We gotta delete that.
Uh-oh, uh-oh.
No.
Perfect reaction time.
No. Give me that. Delete the footage. 0, 0, 0. Come on, think about this.
I know.
For the greater good.
Yeah, baby.
No, you gotta frame this, man.
Yeah, dog. I don't know if that was real. Did I really do it? Did I do a 0, 0, 0?
Trip zip.
Yeah, trip, zip, trip,
Dude,
zip, trip,
I've never seen that.
Yeah. Is that good? Is that good?
All right.
Throughout the day, the track got hotter and hotter, and our times were getting slower and slower. However, the gap between the two cars remained basically the same, and our 60-foot times weren't suffering in the same way as our ETs or in the same way that they had on other hot days at the track, signaling that our launch upgrades were helping just a little bit.
Mendy is in the red rocket. She's gonna be testing out the bump box, see how that thing works. 7.824.
So we're a little over a 10th slower on the day. So Minnie's really got to pull it out of the bag. She's got to beat 7.649.
I gave her 20 bucks.
To do it?
To not do it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's gonna sandbag.
I got faith in her.
798 with a 6.
7986, 3/10 off of what we really wanted. Well, it's hot in the day, okay?
Conditions have changed.
The conditions have changed.
I understand.
Dang it sucks. We did not best
Back
it
and
today.
forth, baby. Back
Yeah,
and
I was about to say it's a real relay race.
Real slobber knocker we got on our hands here. Well, Nolan, it's my favorite kind of day. A day where the arrows start pointing back my way.
Yes, they sure have, my friend.
What did we learn today?
I think torque converters are worth spending your hard-earned money on.
Yeah, I think that is where I picked up as much time as I did. Torque converter letting us leave at 3,000, 3,100 RPMs. Get off the line way quicker.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely worth it in my eyes.
Oh, baby, you've all been waiting for this one. Here's where I get addicted to nitrous. It's our Power Outers episode. No, okay. Today, we're gonna make these coyotes howl. That's right, we're doing power adders, finally. But there are a few different ways to add power to your engine.
That's right, if you've got unlimited budget, then you might as well go forced induction. I went with a Whipple supercharger for 10,000 bucks.
Or if you don't have that much money, you can get yourself a little nitrous kit like this. This is 1,500 bucks from Nitrous Outlet. There's not a better bang for your buck power-wise out there than nitrous.
So we're gonna install both of these systems, and along the way, we'll talk about the pros and cons of a nitrous versus supercharger setup. Then we'll go to the dyno to see how much power we're actually making. And then of course, we'll go to the track and go head to head. We've got a little bit more install work to do, but we don't ever have to refill the bottle.
No, I should probably stop opening this so much.
It is kind of cool there.
It is.
Hit me.
Yeah, that's cool. Disassembly to do?
Yeah, fair amount.
We don't need that, right?
We do need that.
Look at this dude.
That looks like it's for me. Bring that thing over here, Heavy.
2.7 liters.
There she is, baby girl.
Yeah, I think it's a baby boy.
20 pounds, 9 ounces.
The modifications we're making to our Mustangs today are gonna let us get more oxygen into our engines to burn more fuel to make more power. But the ways that we're going about that are a little bit different. We've got both of them on this board. I think we'll talk about my way first. So we're going with a supercharger on HiCar, and we've got a nice little diagram here of how that works. And basically, the supercharger has 2 screws in it that are driven by a belt off of the crank of the engine, and as it's driving and RPMs are increasing, these spin faster and faster, plowing more air from the atmosphere into the engine. So after the air goes through the supercharger, while the pressure has increased and you do have more oxygen, the temperature has also increased pretty drastically. So to bring that temperature back down and make that air more dense, it runs through this water to air intercooler, kind of similar to your radiator. It's got its own cooling system with its own fluid. As the air goes across that intercooler, cools back down, gets more dense to make more power. Gonna take a little work to install, but I don't have to refill the bottle once it's done.
Speaking of bottles, let's talk about my nitrous system. Yes. So, a bit more complicated. In the air around us, it's about 21% oxygen. Nitrous oxide that we have in our bottle there is actually over 1/3 oxygen. Instead of cramming air into the engine to increase that oxygen count, we're actually just gonna be injecting nitrous into the cylinder. You might be asking, why not just inject oxygen on its own? O2 is extremely unstable, but when it's paired with 2 nitrogen molecules, it becomes much more stable. Safe enough to be injected into our very hot engine.
Safe enough to live in a tank in the back of your car?
That's right. Your nitrous is going into your combustion chamber. When it hits 300 degrees Celsius, it actually splits the parts, and now you got your oxygen molecules on their own. Get our power increase, and hopefully with the right jetting, we can get a 150 horsepower increase.
All right, well, hey, why don't you knock out that install real quick and then come on over, help us.
If I have the time, I will.
Yeah, right.
Ah, dude, we got the goods, bro.
Oh. Oh, hell yeah, dude. That's badass. I need 2, the big bottles, by tonight. Bring them in a suitcase. Dude, while I am really stoked about my supercharger, nitrous is cool as hell.
So here we are, we're gonna put the whole circuit for the nitrous together. We explained how nitrous works on the whiteboard in theory, but what does it look like in real life? Well, we got our whole circuit here lined up. We're gonna go ahead and start by turning the heater on and arming the system. Now, our tank right here, where all the nitrous is stored, is gonna be heating up to the proper pressure. Our nitrous travels down our line to our filter. When the nitrous is activated, the solenoid is gonna open. The nitrous is gonna go through the system to our fogger plate right here. Our fuel solenoid is also gonna open up. It's gonna send fuel at the same time to this plate right here. So now we have a healthy mix of fuel and nitrous going into our intake manifold. So next up we have our purge solenoid here. Basically we'll hit the purge button. If there's any air in the system from when you change bottles, you wanna clear that all out. You don't wanna introduce excess fuel to your mix without the nitrous. So this primes it, gets it ready to go. This right here is our window switch. This is what controls our nitrous activation. There are many options that we could choose, including RPM, wheel speed. We could lock out nitrous on certain gears. So say we don't want nitrous at the hit, we can lock out first gear, and then when we hit second gear, that's when the nitrous will turn on. You know, on a more budget setup, you'd probably use a button, kind of like you've seen in Fast and Furious or some of the cars that we've actually driven on this channel. But, you know, this just kind of gives us peace of mind that the car is gonna do nitrous when we want it, not necessarily all the time. That's pretty much it. Oh, Adam, why do we have spark plugs?
Oh, hey. So you also want to change the heat range on your spark plug because with all this nitrous, we're inducing more heat. With more heat, we don't want pre-ignition. So we get what's called a step colder plug so that it doesn't pre-ignite anything.
So we've got it laid out. This is sick. We can put it in the car now, yeah?
Yeah, let's go.
Good. Well, I was gonna say, impressive.
First thing I gotta do is mount up our plate where we're getting our injection of nitrous and fuel. So this is gonna go right in front of the intake manifold here. The only thing that is controlling how much horsepower we get to this engine is that little guy right there. This is our fuel jet. So right now we're gonna start our baseline at a 029. That 029 just represents the diameter of that little hole right there. So the bigger the number, the bigger the hole this is, the more nitrous you can put in there, which means you can add more fuel, which means you can make more power. And if you're wondering, well, how did I pick an 029? Well, the kit that we got has a chart that references the power you want to make for this particular application, and then gives you a fuel jet and a nitrous jet so that we're not running too lean or too rich. They've done all the hard work. All we got to do is read what they tell us. It's actually a really simple process to change your jetting so you can make horsepower changes essentially. So you just have your little jet, you disconnect your line, and you just slot the jet right in there, put your line back on. And just like that, you can make a jet change. Nolan will be in the back mounting the tank.
Of course, naturally, he doesn't want to playbook.
You know, in the past, through HiLow, you know, it's always been kind of like apples to apples comparisons, same components, but today we are pursuing the similar goal with different means, nitrous versus supercharger, and I don't know, it's just kind of unique, something we haven't done before. I'm really excited for it.
I feel like that works.
You got room for lines to run, you can reach the thing, pretty easy to swap out. So I figured this would be a good opportunity to talk about all the main bits of our Whipple supercharger kit, and what they do and how they're gonna help us make more power. We'll start at the back with fuel. We've got a new fuel pump, 400 liters per hour, to feed our bigger injectors. They go into our nice new billet fuel rails so that we can feed this thing with enough fuel to match the amount of air that this is gonna be cramming into the engine. The Whipple supercharger, it's where all the magic happens, sucks a bunch of air in from the atmosphere. Two spinning screws cram it into the engine at a positive pressure, and you make a bunch more power. Then we've got our intake here to a big air filter, and at the front we've got the pulley bits, and we've got a coolant tank and a heat exchanger, and that is how this system sheds excess heat that is created by the supercharger spinning and cramming that air up to pressure. This is a separate cooling system, almost like your engine cooling system. You've got coolant lines coming out both sides, so it's constantly got cool fluid running through it, bringing your intake air temps down so that you can consistently make big numbers. At this point, we're pretty much done removing the stock stuff, so it's time to start installing the Whipple stuff.
Since we're upgrading how much air is getting thrown into the motor, we have to upgrade how much fuel is also getting thrown into the motor. I'm upgrading the fuel rail as well as the injectors because we have to keep up with all the new air we're stuffing inside of the motor. I'm gonna keep at it.
I'm going to remove the fuel pump assembly, pull it all the way out, and then I'll comfortably work on removing the fuel pump itself from the assembly. So you might be wondering, why are we even...
Excuse me,
what the actual why we're even replacing the fuel pump? This is an itty bitty fuel pump, and this is a big boy fuel pump. And sometimes when you do big boy things, like go supercharged, you need big boy fuel power. This guy is just higher CCs. It's gonna go ahead and make sure that we're pumping fuel as fast as we need to. This end is the one that goes to the actual pump, and this goes to the rest of the housing. I did some research, and it turns out, I guess the pump side is too small. And so I'm just gonna try and stretch her out.
Okay, we just got some wiring done and we're getting close to putting the supercharger on, which is obviously gonna give us gobs of power with all the extra air and fuel that it's gonna let us burn. But what else it's gonna do is let us take full advantage of our previous mods. We really got this car ready for big power before it had big power. We haven't, even touched the limit of those tires in terms of grip or gotten maximum benefit out of our suspension setup. And now that we have a bunch of power, we will take max advantage, and this thing's really gonna feel good. I think, you could have done the supercharger first and it would have been crazy fun and kind of unwieldy, but we chose to get the car ready to have big power before adding the power. So I think that's the smart way to do it. Gives you time to get acquainted with the car as it is, do some mods, make it feel better, and then make it faster. Okay, at this point it's time to put oil in the supercharger. This thing has an enclosed oiling system. It does come with some fluid, it doesn't take much. Just gotta open up the fill port and then fill it up to the middle of the oil fill sight glass here.
We should be able to plop that big thing right on top. Help.
Okay, we're torquing down the hardware that sandwiches the supercharger to the engine. What a big step.
We have most of the plumbing in place in the car. We're gonna get all the electronics in place and hopefully done. So our switch panel here is actually made to go into the sunglass slider on the dash. Super cool. Now, there's two options. I could remove the dash again, take the center console out, trim this, make it flush, which would be kind of sick.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, we could put it here and, you know, we'll have exposed wiring, but I would like to maybe manage them. I mean, I think that would also fit kind of the very bare bones.
How hard is it to pull this dash?
Not too crazy, I guess. I think I'll do that. I mean, it'll look sick.
I think it'll look cool.
Where will you live? Here's Bay. Oh. Cool, so that's in.
We have our wires hooked up here. I'm gonna test our purge solenoid. We hear a little click, and then our nitrous solenoid. That one works too. I'm gonna come over here, hook up my power probe, and test our fuel solenoid. And this is a good habit, just because you never know. Sometimes you get products in the mail and they're busted. That works great. All right, perfecto. We're good to go.
Right now we are replacing the spark plugs and we gap them a little bit smaller. So a lot of times if you're adding forced induction like a supercharger or a turbocharger, you'll have to make that gap a little bit smaller so the spark can jump a little bit easier. We could put in some gaskets on the flange here where the top half meets up with the lower half.
Can I remember how to do this? Well, I'm not there yet. I don't remember what to do.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't remember.
And this has to go onto the supercharger.
The top is going on to the bottom. The cooler is going on to the supercharger. It's a big step.
Oh! Oh! All right, if you got another one, I'll take a fast pitch.
We're out of grapes, we're out of them.
Yeah, that's that high team juice, baby. Matching red flannels.
Nolan's got his blue flannel on over there, but I bet Nolan doesn't bleed blue. I'm about to cut out this portion of the grill here. You can see that most of these honeycombs are actually blocked. There's only like 3 full ones and then 3 partial ones feeding the intake on our car. And that seems like a bit of a restriction even for the factory setup, but now with the supercharger, we need more air. So I'm gonna cut that out and free this thing up a bit. Yeah.
Oh, it's almost through. It's almost there. It's almost taut. Those are all the nitrous wires.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Very nice. Okay, clean.
The last thing I need to wire up from the switch panel in the dash is for the bottle heater. Now, it's pretty interesting how that works. It will send current to the heater pad under here. And then once the bottle reaches a specified pressure, this is the pressure switch right here. And what happens is the pressure overrides a diaphragm in here. And once that diaphragm pops up because of the pressure necessary in the bottle for a pass, it interrupts the electrical connection and shuts the heater off because it's like, hey, I'm up to pressure. I don't need any more heat. And then when it starts to go down again, it'll kick that heater back on. Now I just need to run wire. It's gonna run it under the dash and then along the rocker, down the side here. Just a lot of running back and forth, measuring wire and laying wire down.
Pretty much everything is done. We've got coolant in the engine, coolant in the cooling system for the supercharger, and it's pretty much bled.
Our throttle body for our supercharger is here at last. I can't wait to see this thing, because I know it's gonna be huge. Holy shit. This is like the size of my head. So first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and install our new throttle body, go ahead and connect our sensor to it, top off our supercharger coolant, and ensure that the rest of the cooling system is at proper level. Then we're gonna take her out for a spin and make sure she can drive, and that puppy is gonna purr real nice like.
I am testing our relays. The last thing you want to do is get this whole thing wired up and then have a relay that's bad. So I have a power supply here and put 12 volts to it. You hear that little click? That's what we want. So our relay works. Great, that's one. I'm gonna test them all. Can you decipher my mental map?
No, your handwriting is actually worse than mine. Just impressive.
Okay, there are certain tasks sometimes it's just best to have one person doing it because a lot of times the madness of one person doesn't meet the madness of the other person.
Jeremiah is a very smart guy, educated man.
But is his specialization electrical engineering? No.
And red is going to 86 NOS gas relay.
I said 86, but it's 87.
Or we thought we labeled the wires correctly on the backside just by kind of tracing the paths because our unit did not come with a diagram. So we have to cut all of our and take it out to figure this out. Reversing a good amount of work.
I just saw the fuel pressure switch right there. What is that?
Wait, that's a positive.
Ooh, that would
I made it worse.
All right, now y'all, so everything is physically good with the car. Last thing is our tune. So we actually went ahead and contacted Whipple, let them know what modifications we had. In our case, it was just our headers and exhaust. So they took that information and created the best flash tune for our supercharger. So they sent us this fancy little RTD tune delivery device, which will go ahead and be plugged into our OBD port and then also to our laptop, which will then go ahead and download the tune software. These instructions.
I think I did it.
I'm kind of scared to turn it on. Okay, y'all ready? I don't know what happened. I did the instructions right. What are you talking about?
All right, I'm gonna
Give Nolan all the credit. We are working with 3 different types of companies, essentially trying to make one component. But this blue wire is stage 1, which is what we want. You're like, oh, well, this is stage 1, that's our solenoids. Yeah. Well, you follow it, and it goes to the other relay. Yeah, it's kind of labeled wrong. So if you couldn't look at it and kind of be like, oh, and we have found out why it was confusing, which is gonna help you learn for more.
All that's left to do is to turn on the car, get it running, and test the window switch here. I gotta make sure that it's reading our RPM and our TPS sensor correctly. And if that's good to go, then it's off to the dyno. So let's fire it up and see.
Yeah! We have RPM, guy.
Okay, it's reading TPS, that's good. I mean, we're set, dude. Check it out. So we got set on 3,000 RPM.
Nice.
RPM off at 6,200 just for now, for safety.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, so that's that, dude.
Shut her off. We're at 2.3 millivolts and it's not moving.
Okay. So our pump turns on when we put voltage to it, which means we're just
not getting
voltage to the pump for some reason.
What's up?
You guys don't have your fuel pump fuse in.
Are you f***ing for real? Stop f***ing me right now. Who took that off?
Fuse, that should go right there.
Me and Heber just finished tearing apart the rear seat delete area to try and ensure that our fuel pump was in fact operating as intended, which it was. It just wasn't getting any voltage to the actual connector, which we thought maybe, you know what, the tune messed some it up, but it wasn't. It was Jobe that took out the fuel pump fuse and didn't tell anyone. Nolan had to come in, save the day, and now here we are, first startup.
Here we go, folks. This is it. It's time to add big power. Supercharger versus nitrous.
All season, we've been going back and forth between high team and low team on who's faster. Last time we were out, high team bested low team by 0.134 of a second. Now today, I expect that we're gonna stay in the lead, but I really have no idea since the dyno went so poorly. I have no idea how much power we're making, no idea how much power they're making. So that does make today pretty interesting. But I am still interested to know how much power both cars are making, so we will get on the dyno successfully at some point. But for today, hopefully it doesn't break.
As you heard, the dyno did not go well, and we have yet to put any boost to this thing. So we need to see what it does or how it runs even. So I'm gonna do a couple test passes, go through. I'm not gonna launch it. I'm just gonna go through the RPM range and make sure it's not misfiring or anything like that.
We want to be as careful as possible, because if you just send it immediately, the whole thing might crash and burn. We can't blow this engine up and do this again. It's not gonna happen.
There we go. Hey, it starts.
That's a good sign.
Okay, we're just gonna go through. Okay, so far so good, no weird noises. So far shifting okay. Let's go a little harder.
Very nice.
This thing's pretty fast. It's a little terrifying when it has that much power. You can feel it wants to party.
She's good, let's run it.
We got Nolan in low car, Jobe in high car.
What were we at last time, like 7.6? I think we're gonna be flirting with 6s, right? Let's find out.
We programmed our nitrous to come on at 3,000 RPM. I think it's gonna be pretty apparent when it comes on. My only concern is that maybe that might be a little too early in first gear. I mean, that's gonna hit pretty hard. And we'll see if it spins the tires. That's really what I'm concerned about, is spinning the tires.
I'm gonna do a burnout. I honestly have got really high hopes. Our best time last time was a 7.78, and I think with the nitrous, it should easily surpass that. So
it's gonna be nothing against the supercharger.
Oh yeah, one that we don't even know if it's gonna work.
What is it? Didn't hit a dyno. It is so slow, we could beat you without it. This is it. Supercharger versus nitrous. This is the moment. We find out before the finale which one is more better.
Nolan staged.
Supercharger is working!
Jobe put on his dancing shoes today.
You left pretty good. Yeah, we're going a lot faster across the line.
Yeah, that's a little faster, buddy.
That's a huge improvement.
That's huge. Yeah, that's super killer.
Finally, leaps and bounds. We've been just like clawing for time.
And you know, that could be the mix of the power, the mix of the tires, like everything is building up to this point.
It's finally all making sense.
Haul it.
Yeah, I mean, it crossed the line, I was like, oh. The acceleration is just like way different.
Yeah,
it used to like get across the line, now it's running across the line.
It's so dope. That was good, dude.
Yeah?
You ready?
I'm very ready, dude.
All right, 7.3.
7.3, okay.
But these guys, 7.0.
7.0.
Flat, there's a 6.9 in it, boys.
What is the mile per hour?
That I would love to know.
Oh, so mile per hour, 102, 92. 10 mile hour difference.
The cars feel pretty good on the 8th mile, but we have yet to complete a quarter mile.
Next up on the track, we got Adam in low car, Justin in high car, and they're gonna let him rip. Quite frankly, I have full faith in high team.
I'm gonna stage up here. Gotta remember to use the trans brake.
Oh my!
7594. Ooh, I smell something.
You smell that?
That's fun. Nitrous is great. It is not mind-blowingly quicker. I thought it would hit and throw my head back very fast and furious, but nope, it just was nice and smooth. This thing ate it up.
What happened? Seemed like I didn't shift. That definitely felt a lot different than before. Am I in third gear? That was really weird. I'm really concerned about that.
Something messed up because he only went up 78 miles an hour. Something's wrong.
It seemed like it launched in third and stayed in third the whole time.
Yeah, it seemed like it was a higher gear. Yeah, it was a turd on the bottom end.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Our ringer, Stephanie, is in the car. She hasn't actually done the trans brake yet, so it's really interesting to see how this goes.
I can't see out this thing.
And we have old Heber in low car. That's right. Heber is the heart and soul of Donut.
Put my boy in there.
Fastest thing he's ever driven in his life. Go ahead, fire it up.
Cool.
Dude, I am nervous. This is a lot of power. I just gotta hold this thing in a straight line. Just a little leg shake.
Wow. It's been a minute since I've been in here. I don't think I've ever been nervous, but I'm nervous now. I have a 5. I don't know what that means, but
It's showing 5th gear on the dash.
it keeps throwing me in 5th gear.
They put it in 5th again?
Yeah.
Okay, something is wrong with high car, per usual. All right, let's get this race on the road. Low car, pre-stage. And they're both staged. Lights.
I'm in 5th gear.
Oh God, that was way too much caffeine for me.
Wow, something is wrong with high car. Look at that face. Look at that beautiful, sad face.
What the hell's up with that?
It's keeping me in 5th gear, and I don't know why. I'm not touching the paddle shifters. Oh man, I can't wait for Tucson, huh?
The whole point of automatics through the season was to have one less thing to worry about.
I know.
They're supposed to be consistent. They're supposed to be faster, more accurate.
They're supposed to have 6 speeds. Dude, I don't know if I'm cursed, if calling it high car automatically curses it. I don't know what it is, but we have some strange issues.
Never. I don't know, Shaky, dude. I got them jitters. That is legit the fastest car I've been in.
Anything?
Yeah, it's up. Now it's in neutral. I have no throttle. Now I have throttle. Now it's in 5th. Why is it in 5th? Something is seriously wrong with this. Yeah.
Ah! We probably should not run it until you guys figure this out.
There's really no point.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what the Unplugged it, no change, no difference. Mendy doesn't want to drive it, I don't blame her. I don't know what to do. Okay, since we have Tucson coming up, that's an important event for us. I'm not gonna risk having Mendy run HiLow Mustang right now. It's not working well enough. So we're gonna pack it up, take it back to the shop and get it fixed for Tucson. But for now, we're gonna put Mendy in low car and give them one final shot at catching us. I don't think they got it.
It's so funny. This thing is so fucking ghetto. I could get you a milk crate to sit on.
Okay, here we go.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's great. Way quicker.
That was moving.
Yeah, and that's within a 10th.
The 10th? Hell yeah. Okay. 7:14.
Wow, nice.
That was good. I'm happy with it.
Now with all of our modifications done, it's time to take our cars to an actual quarter-mile drag strip out in Tucson, Arizona. So, how much money did we spend overall?
I have an idea.
Yeah?
I bet it's close to $10,000.
We were able to spend $9,723 on low car.
Pretty good, dude.
Pretty happy with that.
What do you think I spent? 181, almost $50,000 on our 2016 Ford Mustang GT.
Bro.
That is irresponsible. That brings us to $74,181 for us.
Versus $34,723. For that much money, I think you can beat a lot
I think you're right.
of expensive cars.
I think you're right.
All right, so that is everything. This is the blueprint. You can build your own high or low car. There is one more mod on this list that we did not include in the budget, and it's really more of a treat for everyone here. Driver, move that merch van! Oh my God!
Oh, dude!
This is f***ing sick.
Holy
That's
dude.
It looks sweet, and like carbon poking out.
Yeah, carbon exposed.
This is nice. I like it. It's got old school vibes.
It looks like a hot rod.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yep.
That's super sick.
Looks whack as
Ours looks like we pick up bitches in that thing.
Ours has character, you know?
I love that. Instead of flowers, it's a Band-Aid.
That's funny.
I love it, man. I love these things. Very 60s, 70s, like OG dragster door slammer vibe. Just really groovy, baby.
Groovy, baby.
Yeah, baby!
Well, they look like race cars.
They look like race cars.
What do you say we race them?
You're on, dude.
See you at the start line.
All right, well, good afternoon, Tucson Dragway. Glad you made it for Donut Media's Trouble in Tucson, right here at Tucson Dragway.
Judgment Day is upon us. We're here at Tucson Dragway, and the main reason we came here is to find a quarter-mile drag strip. And we figured if we were gonna come all the way out here, we might as well have a party. So that's what we did. We're having an event today. People are starting to show up, and we are getting the cars ready. I got HiCar warming up behind me. Each driver is gonna get one pass, and me and Nolan are gonna go last. But since we haven't done a quarter mile before, we're gonna get some test passes in this morning, just to get a feel for the cars and for how fast we're moving at the end. I think it's gonna be pretty quick. This will definitely be the fastest quarter mile I've ever done. So, you know, there's a little bit of nerves. This is the first time we're gonna be doing any of this in front of a crowd. But I think it's gonna be fun. I think the cars are in a good place. I think it'll be good.
Yeah, baby! Gonna see what this puppy can do. About to get pupped up. We're doing no nitrous this pass. It's just to get a feel for running down a quarter-mile strip. Should be business as usual.
It just keeps picking up. It never stopped picking up speed. I was like, oh, when is it gonna top out? No, it just didn't. I think we're gonna kick low team's ass today.
Adam, get on in there, baby.
All right, first quarter mile pass ever. Pretty exciting. I assume it's like an 1/8 mile, just a little longer. It doesn't matter if it's just a straight line. That just is still so much primitive fun.
Steph, I hope you're ready.
Ooh-wee, that felt wonderful. I feel fantastic. I felt like that was a hell of a launch.
Oh my God, this thing's fast!
Good girl, good girl.
It kind of stopped pulling at the end. Did it shift weird? What was that? Like 3/4 of the way down, it just felt like it didn't really have any more guts.
I heard HiCar shift sounded a little weird. They were having some transmission issues. Maybe we get a little lucky, huh?
Car feels good. She's healthy. All right, let's get her back in the shop, get it cleaned up.
And get ready to whoop HiCar's ass.
So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Racers, spectators, we're expecting a great crowd tonight. And we'll begin our test and tune session of the afternoon. We have got some awesome stuff for you on tap.
After we got our practice runs in, we opened up the track to everyone who showed up so they could bring out their coolest, fastest rides and see what they could do at the quarter mile.
Oh yeah, alcohol injected Chevy, 1,500 plus horsepower.
A couple months ago, we weren't really sure if we wanted to put on our own event. We were thinking, you know, that's a lot of organizing, a lot of work to put on. But I think it was well worth it. We've seen everything from Accords to Saabs. Here we go. Like, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We got a Saab right here versus a fully built Jobe. Look at that thing.
Right now we're doing some testing and or tuning, and there's all sorts of stuff. Right now we got some of the craziest individuals on the planet motorcycle drag racing. You don't get to mess up. This is scary, and I'm stoked.
Ladies and gentlemen, as the Nitro Moose has rolled up into the water box area, 10,000 horsepower from one single 8-cylinder engine. Woo! I don't know about y'all, but that was shaking the tower up here.
What the f is that?
That's a skateboard.
I'm so glad that we decided to throw an actual event because we have wild things out here. Crazy street cars, but also a skateboard that's gonna try to go 100 miles an hour.
Yeah!
It's insane, dude.
Scary as hell, dude.
Scarier than anything I'll ever do.
That's crazy.
It's a quick board. Let's see an ollie.
The cars that people brought out to the track that afternoon were amazing. But what was even more amazing was getting to meet you guys in person. Thousands of you came to show your support, and we could not be more grateful. We had such an incredible time getting to talk and share stories with as many of you as we could, and I know for a fact that it was a day that we here at Donut will never forget.
One more. Give me one more.
But while we could have spent the entire day hanging out with you all, the time had come for our final showdown.
The time is finally here. This is what this entire season of HiLow has built up to. Now here are the rules. We're going to do 3 passes. So each of the hosts gets to drive. It's heads up racing. Reaction time matters. ET, that's out the door. It's whoever crosses the finish line first wins. Now, low team, we have the ability to alter our jets and our nitrous a little bit to make some more power.
We're gonna go 150, 175, and then 200 with no tune. I think that's the spirit of low car, baby. We're concerned that maybe the fuel solenoid will be stealing a little bit too much fuel from the main fuel rail, and that we might go lean and break something, but I don't know, I got a good feeling, so knock on wood.
We're letting it ride, baby.
That's right.
Feel good. I was getting like a little like butterflies in my tummy and my heart was like beating, and I had to go sneak off into a corner and just listen to Soulja Boy, turn my swag on and activate it. I'm gonna do great. I feel good, feel wonderful, and I'm gonna run amazing.
We're good.
Do it. Get lit.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody from the internet and everybody here at Tucson Speedway. My name is Officer Dan, and I am standing with my beautiful friend, David Patterson, AKA that dude in blue. Let's stand up. Let's get on your feet, guys. Make some noise. Come on, let me hear you.
Thank you guys so much for coming out. Are you ready? Hell yeah.
All right, here we go. Oh man, high car sounds spicy, dude.
Let's rip this.
You visualize, you win.
Visualize
Visualize, you win.
All right, we got Steph in high car and Jeremiah in low car. Get ready to rumble! Oh my goodness gracious! Who do you think won that one?
I think you know who won that one!
Holy shit, I beat Jer.
You ran a 10-second pass.
I want to cry right now. I'm such a crybaby. Oh my God. I'm such a crybaby. This stays between us.
Nolan, what happened there, bud?
Not enough nitrous. We're putting bigger jets in. Let's go!
We got 2 more chances. I think we're worried. We're just warming the car up. We're just getting warmed up, baby.
I feel great about that. We got a 10.8 on the first pass. If that's the fastest pass we run all night, I'll be happy. We got low car by about 0.6 currently, but that gap's gonna close as they up the nitrous. So I think by the time that me and Nolan run, it might come down to reaction time.
I know we had a strategy, right? But just hear me out, right? 175 is only 25 more horsepower, right?
Yeah.
And we are a good ways away.
We're 4 cars.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And I'm just saying, I would love a fighting chance. And I'm coming to my crew chief and asking for a 200 shot.
Well, I'm also asking to be able to drive this car.
What is the thought? That 200 is gonna pop it?
Yeah.
Really?
It's gonna lean it out because we don't have a tune for it.
They just gotta up a little bit, and we just need a little bit of an edge. Think about that. That's the fastest they're gonna run. She's the lightest. That's the best that car's gonna run tonight.
It's probably gonna go.
Right. It might. I mean, if it's a little bit colder and you get some denser air, maybe. But let's go 200.
Let's do it.
Let it rip.
Let it rip. It's gonna break.
I mean, that's a great idea.
Let's go.
The easy car, easy mode, easy button. All you need is money, apparently. Wow.
Now don't go getting too cocky, everybody. They just cranked up the jets another 50 horsepower.
Oh,
Make sure you get that reaction time.
I'll focus on the
and then
reaction
everything
time.
will be fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for high and low car.
All right, round 2. Sir, what's your strategy this time around?
We put a 200 shot in low car. We came to play, all right? If this thing blows up, well, at least we're gonna give you a good show, everybody. All my low team fans out there, come on, let's get it pumped up. Let's go. Let's do this. Who do you think you are? I am.
Wrong. No. We spent that money because we could, and I'm proud of it. So all my high team fans, give me some noise. Nobody!
That's right.
Nobody! All right, come on, at least make some noise for Justin. He's in high car and he's about to put down a smoking fast pass. Let's go!
Thank you.
Uh-oh, not much of a burnout for low. Being cautious with that, I don't know, untuned 200 shot.
Traction's off, AC's off.
Nitrous is armed. I just need to not this up.
Oh, I'm nervous, Jerry. I'm really nervous. I am nervous.
It's all come up to this, 200 horsepower.
Oh, there's the nitrous! No! Come on! Let's go! Let's go!
Insane! Wow, it made that much of a difference. 11-0 at 128. High car last time did 129. So now it's a race.
Damn it!
What do you think happened, Jobe?
I don't know. Maybe it shifted again like it did on me this morning.
The age-old problem. I was going so fast and it didn't shift.
Let's make some noise! I think there was some driver skill issues involved in that. Can you tell me what happened?
Automatics suck when they don't automatic.
What do you think, Jerry?
Oh man, I'm so pumped right now. This is the best day of my life. One more to go, and Nolan's about to put the sauce on this bad boy.
Are you saying, sir, that you're putting more in there?
Should I put more nitrous in it? There's your answer, David.
This is it. Only one more race remains to decide once and for all if more expensive really does mean more better.
Oh, nitrous.
Nolan, it's a 250 shot, will you?
I will. Let's do it. Let's send it. Let's do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I put 250 in it.
We hit him once. Now let's wax their ass.
Woo, 250 shot. She got it. If she doesn't, we went for it, you know?
So basically, I gotta have a pretty much perfect run, because here's the thing, they shaved to 11.1 on that last one, which if they do that again, it's a 10.8. Yeah. So they either need to explode or I need to figure out how to be faster than Steph was, which I don't think I can really do. So, wish me luck.
What's up?
You good, Nolan?
I'm good. I was checking myself. My right hand's a bit more shaky than the left one. Left one's pretty still. Just visualizing. So much of drag racing is mental. It's crazy. You only have one shot. It's been a while since I felt the weight in between rounds like this. So it's like reacclimating myself, trying to remember how I dealt with it. The pressure of, you know, this is it. This is the final round, dude. I think that's what it is. Pressure of the final round of the night.
I think this is the best thing we've ever filmed.
That's cool, man. Yeah, it's been amazing.
I wasn't there for the first high-low, but I mean, you boys were. You guys were just in some shed with some 350Zs, and now, look, there's an audience here of like 2,000 or 3,000 people just to watch us.
Yeah, it's really humbling. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy. Let's rip.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it. Last battle. It's blue versus red. It's Donut Media versus Donut Media here at Tucson Dragway. This last run determines who will be the champion. Let's see some burnouts, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, I'm gonna do this for my team. I'm gonna do this for my mom. I'm gonna do this for my dad. And everybody else out there watching, baby.
This is it. The moment they've been waiting for. Thousands and thousands of dollars riding on this last race. Let's go!
Come on, baby! Come on, baby! Oh! Yeah!
Just let me out! Oh, beautiful!
Yes! You did it, Car, you did it.
Oh, did not like the 250. It's too much. Too much for the old girl.
I'm sorry.
Oh!
I'm sorry, buddy. But you lost. You lost. You lost. Everything came together in the end. But I gotta tell you, Low Car did great. For a fraction of the cost, they're neck and neck with us.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sir, thoughts, comments, concerns?
10.76 at 131. We got him, baby. Woo!
Dude, good
Woo!
job.
Everybody, round of applause for Low Car! Woo! It was a little slower. How did it feel?
Car did not like it. Didn't know what to do, man. It might have been a little much.
What you're telling me is that an untuned stock motor car did not like a 250 shot of nitrous.
It did not. It did not like it, but I think it survived it, which is good enough, right?
I think Nolan and everybody at Donut did an amazing job being ambassadors for the sport of drag racing and bringing people to the track, because tracks are shutting down everywhere. And you guys did an amazing job getting people to come out tonight.
Yeah, can I ask, how many of you, this is your first time out at a drag strip?
Oh my God! Yeah! Oh, like I said, look at that. Look at that.
That's amazing. Jobe, got me, come here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these guys one last round of applause for the season finale of HiLow!
Well, Jobe,
Yeah?
last time this season, it's time to answer the question, does more expensive mean more better?
I think it does.
I think so too.
Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, learned a thing or two about drag racing, and if you did, well, then we did our job. It's been an honor and a privilege, Nolan.
Sure has, Jobe.
Today went great.